people on the Keeler Show today.
It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen?
Keeler's always in the know.
It makes me want to call him
And tell him where to go.
And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
First News with Keeler in the Morning on WIBX.
Recipe. This is a love attack. I know when our body's back, it's just like any fat. It retracts before impact. And just like fashion, it's a passion for the with it and hip. If you got the goods, they'll come and buy it just to stay in the click. So don't delay, act now. Supplies are running out. Allowing you're still alive. 6 to 8 years to arrive. And if you follow the make, be out tomorrow. But if we are the shine, you might as well be walking on the sun.
Well, good morning. And it is going to be 50 degrees today.
Oh, yeah.
What was going on with Davy's mic? Was it when he was...
It's yours.
Oh, yeah, there's a little noise there.
It's like a buzz.
Yeah, God knows what's going on here
What
in this
did
place.
they do?
Anyway, it is a little bit of a buzz. I don't know. I don't know, Davey.
What happened in there?
What's going on in there, Davey? Are you okay? Are you all right?
I can't hear anything.
Oh.
What in the
I think
world
he hit
happened?
He hit his head. Look at my hands. I'm going to write down a sign for you. I'm going to write it down. Are you okay?
No.
Oh, boy. Apparently he can hear me, though.
Yeah, he can hear you.
Good morning. Good morning. What is that sound? We have a
That's gonna
lot
annoy the hell
to
out
get
of
to
you.
today. We have a Super Bowl commercial that's going to be a commercial for Real Men Get Tested that's going to be in the Super Bowl. The local version, of course.
Yes.
And we'll be able to debut that a little later on today. I'm very excited. You had a chance to see it yesterday, Andrew. And you said to me, I'm extremely disappointed.
Yes. No. You did not disappoint, is what I said.
I think it'll be. I think it'll be okay. Today, down the hallway, there is a very large event going on. Explain what it is. You're actually going to be a part of it, and we'll have Polly in studio a little later on this morning to discuss what they're doing at Big Frog this morning.
That's right. At Big Frog 104, our sister station, are doing their annual St. Jude's Radiothon to raise money for the Children's Hospital in Memphis, and I'll be happy to do a few hours for them down the hall the next couple days and do my part to get some donations going for the fine organization that is St. Jude's. 100% of the proceeds go to the foundation to make sure that a child and their parents, a child specifically battling cancer and other rare forms of it, have the care that they need and not the worry about where they're going to stay and how they're going to live and eat and all that.
It's a great organization that does really just great things, and you'll have a chance to be a part of all of it. We'll talk to her how you can to find out how you can assist a little bit later on here this morning.
And a great thing, too, about St. Jude is that they dance
what's going on? It's on?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, good. All right. It's a little loud, don't you think? I can hear it in here. How about now? Okay, much better. Yes, go ahead, Andrew.
No, what I'm saying is now that they've come to a level where St. Jude's, even if a child isn't able to go to Memphis to get the treatment, they are in a network with other hospitals to share a lot of the research and information for children that are battling this terrible disease. So
we have Tanya Powers coming up in a few minutes. We're going to speak with her on the most sinful states in America.
Spicy.
Yeah, that's really something. Beach Boys tickets.
I'm excited for the medley.
Tickets go on sale tomorrow at the Stanley. You can win them before you can buy them. We'll throw out a little medley of Beach Boys songs for you, and you have to come up with the song titles. If you can do it, you will walk away a winner. We have actually 5 pairs of tickets to give away tomorrow.
Sweet.
So be ready for that. Lonnie Coons. Familiar with Lonnie Coons?
I wasn't until yesterday.
I do remember, and Lonnie doesn't know this, but I used to use his name when I did crank calls. I'd call people, and I'd claim to be, this is Lonnie Coons from the National Grid.
Yeah.
People don't even remember that. That was years ago. And now here today.
Wait, did you really use that name?
Yeah, he's a Republican running
That's awesome.
for the assembly seat currently held by Ken Blankenbush. Blankenbush, I believe, is a Republican, so there'll be a primary.
Primary. Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that we said, people are saying, why are all of these people running? Why are there so many candidates out there this year? And it's because of public funding.
Yeah.
The breakdown is up on our website. You'll see a story up there that I put up yesterday at WIBX950.com. You can check that out. Also this morning, Oneida County DA Todd Carville. What prosecution options are there to combat youth violence? This is a major problem.
Well, Utica police made a huge, I guess they made huge headway the other day when they arrested 6 individuals, 4 of which were under the age of 16. 2 15-year-olds, a 16-year-old, and a 14-year-old. A 14-year-old was in a vehicle where shots were fired, and this individual had a warrant from a different incident. And a lot of the individuals who were arrested, police were familiar with. And again, this is based on what they released, and I'm not sure to what capacity or what involvement, but they are familiar with some of these individuals based on investigations into the 2 homicides that they're looking into from 2024 so far. So,
well, interesting. Right.
Yeah. So they've made huge headway as far as that goes.
The question, of course, is with the raise the age legislation. You wonder what can they do to these kids? And I think that if the crime is violent enough, and getting into guns and shootings and this teen violence, I would think they would hopefully be able to do a little better than a slap on the hand and sending them off to family court.
So here's the breakdown. I'll give you, just a few of the arrests made the other day. 19-year-old Altino Love of Utica, criminal possession of a weapon and other weapon charges. He is being held at OCJ, so that's, I think, good. 15-year-old juvenile, criminal possession of a weapon in the 2nd degree, criminal possession of a firearm, released at UPD to the care of a guardian. 15-year-old juvenile, obstructing governmental administration, resisting arrest, unlawful possession of a replica gun under 16 years of age, released at UPD to the care of a guardian. 16-year-old juvenile, name withheld due to age, making a terroristic threat, 2 pending counts of felony criminal mischief, released at Cap Court to the care of a guardian. And then there was 2 others. The 14-year-old was held due to a warrant, criminal possession of a weapon and criminal possession of a firearm. 14-year-old juvenile.
It's unbelievable. Really just unbelievable. So we'll speak with the DA coming up at about 7:40 this morning.
And that full story about that incident is on our website.
John Decker is up later on this morning from Great TV. Rebecca Ruffing from Herkimer College named the number 1, and this was a school that was in trouble a couple years ago.
Yes.
Named the number 1 community college in New York State.
It's unbelievable.
That's
well, for community colleges, but still very impressive.
I said the number 1 community college in New York State. For community colleges.
I'm not discounting it. But.
For community colleges.
Yeah.
It is a big deal, and we'll get into that coming up a little bit later on as well. Richard this morning, so Utica's new mayor announced a tax increase of 15 to 17.5% because Utica is broke. I had heard this rumor. Somebody had said right after the holidays, Wait till you see the shape that the former mayor has left the city in for Galimi. There is going to be a huge tax increase. I heard this at Christmas time. So Richard says, the worst crooked mayor Utica has ever had. I find that to be... Now, he followed that up with fact, and Richard, I find that to be pretty hard to believe. In fact, there was one mayor just recently in court this week, and that case has been adjourned. We're talking about the former school board president, Lou Lapola, who is basically being charged with stealing funding from the district.
Yeah, that's pretty serious.
So that's pretty bad. You're absolutely right. We're getting ready for the weekend. The celebration that's already going on for the Super Bowl is all I can say is, can you imagine what it would be like right now if it was the Bills and the Packers?
Oh, we'd be
there would be such celebration, but we don't have that, unfortunately. Scientists, climatologists are saying the warmest January ever on record was this past January. It was the hottest January ever since they've been recording. The world has experienced a run of exceptional heat fueled by climate change, according to the European Union's Climate Change Service. Last month surpassed the previous warmest January, which occurred in 2020. As their records go back, you know how far these records go back?
How far?
Not very far.
How far, Bill?
1950. But still, the exceptional month came after 2023 ranked as the planet's hottest year in global records, which goes back to 1850. They say it's a human-caused climate change, and put that together with El Nino, and it warms the surface of the eastern Pacific, which pushes temperatures much higher. It's where we are currently, where things are a bit on the warm side. And, man, it's hard to deny it on a day like today, because we're going to be going up to temperatures up to the 50s. Are we okay? Is everything going okay?
I don't know what this place is about or what they're doing because the phones aren't working. That's what Smitty's saying. I'm wondering where Tanya is. There's no way that we can get phone calls.
Oh, we have no phone calls. Are you kidding
Did
me?
the power go out yesterday?
I've got everything all screwed up here, but we're live. We're on the air. I mean, that is better than 2 Dixie cups and a string. I mean, I'm. That's
we're still talking to people. I think
that's what I have been reduced to. I'm like, it's bad. It's bad. I get it. It's bad, but it's better than 2. How's Frog going to handle this when they're trying to have people call in?
Well, they have an 800 number that they call that goes directly to St. Jude's to a board.
I
a
see.
board.
Okay, so the calls don't come directly to them.
But I'll see. I'm going home.
You're what?
Oh, he's going home. He said.
Oh, I see. You're frustrated. You mind if I just keep going? I can.
Well, let's talk. I was really looking forward to talking to Tanya about the most sinful states because you were talking about the celebration has begun for the Super Bowl in Vegas. I'd imagine that Nevada had to be on the list.
I would think there are 2 states, in my opinion, that probably will qualify for. Do you have the list there? For the most sinful states?
I can look it up.
It'll be Nevada because of Vegas, and it'll be New Orleans because of Louisiana because of New Orleans.
Okay, here we
Maybe
go.
I'm wrong.
Wallet Hub. Most sinful states in America, 2024. I won't be able to deliver it as best as Tanya, but number 1, Nevada. Number 2,
Louisiana.
Yeah. They factor a number of things, right? They did anger.
Number 3, by the way, was Rome, New York during Woodstock.
Actually, California's
number 3.
New York is actually very well behaved. We're only at 17 of the 50 states.
But yeah, I mean, you get to the fun is galore in Nevada, in Las Vegas, and in New Orleans, as you would say. I do want to break quickly and just kind of gather ourselves here as everybody's running around. If you could only see what I see. Technical issues galore here today. Now, I just want to prepare you. I did speak to somebody yesterday that was complaining about the app. He's like, every time I go to listen to you guys or I listen to Kilmeade, at the start it's like 20 minutes of commercials that play before, and it cuts off the programs. So my answer to that is it's going to get worse before it gets better. We want to be thankful that we have engineers that are now gutting the studios and putting brand new studios in here. It'll be state-of-the-art when this is done, and I'm extremely excited about it. So if I have to live through a little of this, I'm going to smile and plow forward, all right? 6:36, a quick break. We'll come back. Give me 2 minutes, and we'll be right back at WIBX.
The Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold. Friday, May 31st at the Stanley Theater. The music, the memories, the Beach Boys, riding an endless summer wave into 2024. Tickets on sale Friday 10 a.m. at livenation.com or thestanley.org. Don't miss the Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold, live.
It's time to stop letting road conditions dictate your journeys. Nokian tires, all-weather tires, are versatile enough for summer heat, spring rain, and winter snow. Just like you, Nokian tires' all-weather products are built for adventure in all conditions. Forget the forecast with a year-round tire approved for winter use. When you purchase 4 Nokian tires, you'll get installation, mounting, and balancing absolutely free in the month of February at Tolman's Tire and Auto Repair. Visit our stores in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Online at tolmanstire.com.
Dog parents are loving Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend Premium Dog Food.
The way she acts and the way she moves, it's just so much better. And she's like a puppy again. It's unbelievable.
Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend is a freeze-dried raw food made with 0 artificial preservatives, so it's naturally shelf-stable with no mess, freezer, or fridge required. Plus, it's full of premium turkey, beef, salmon, and meat your dog will love.
We started with Nature's Blend. She's happy, she sleeps well, she's energetic. I am just delighted with this product.
When given the choice, Nature's Blend and Amazon's #1 bestseller in dry dog food, 29 out of 30 dogs chose Nature's Blend first.
I'm so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee.
Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of delicious beef liver treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Text DEAL to 511-511. All pets are unique. Your pet's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply. Studies available upon request. A healthy weight, more energy, and smooth, regular bowel movements. 3 things everyone strives for.
It's me, Chuck Norris. There's one really important thing we don't talk about enough: our health. Achy joints, digestive issues, weight gain, and fatigue. We're told these are normal signs of aging. So working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick.
Morning Kick is a revolutionary formula combining 10 different supplements in one. Probiotics that help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and several of the most powerful anti-aging supplements on earth. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, focused, and help manage stress.
Anybody can achieve great health regardless of their age.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com. Use code SUPPORT or text SUPPORT to 511-511 and claim 40% off today.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee.
Text SUPPORT to 511-511. Morning Kick. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
So last week there was a story that I thought was pretty interesting, at the very least. And it's a story about a daycare where the kid at the daycare would not stop swearing.
Really?
Right? Yeah. So you're talking daycare age, and the kid is swearing, and all the other students are like, you remember daycare, we're talking about at the age, even kindergarten and first, second grade. It's the age where somebody will come up and say, Mrs. Keeler, so-and-so swore.
Yeah.
He said the word.
Tattling.
Yeah, but
Tattling
said the word stupid. Okay, well, stupid isn't nice.
He said dumb.
It's not swearing. This kid, though, was dropping the F-bomb. He was going all in. Oh my God. So they kept trying to stop the kid, and finally the head of the daycare said, all right, we're going to go into the bathroom. I'm going to let you you're going to be able to yell out all the swear words you want. Get them out of your system now, but you can only swear here in the bathroom when you're with me. And then I'll take you back in. No swearing and apparently it worked. Now, what do you think you're getting? Now people are like, oh, my God, my kid swears too. This is the way to do it.
Yeah.
So now people are just stupid.
Yeah. All you got to do is smack the kid.
That's the answer. A good paddle, a good, good old-fashioned bar of soap.
That's right.
You can't do that stuff today. Somebody will come and arrest you. But now you got parents like thinking, oh, this is the answer. So they're now encouraging their kids to go in the bathroom and swear. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I mean, you think we have it bad now? The people who we thought were stupid are now parents. You understand that?
That's an interesting point. That's
and now,
an excellent point.
If you think they were stupid, imagine what their kids are going to be like.
Little Johnny, it's okay if you smoke marijuana. Just go and do it in the bathroom when nobody's watching.
Yeah, unbelievable. Anyway, here's a little audio of. Here's a little audio, and we did, of course, the obligatory beeping. And here we go. This is audio.
This is the new rule, so I'll let you say bad words, but only in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. So get them out now while you can. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I'll be back.
Sticking Hi, guys.
Don't say bad words because you get in trouble, and that's bad.
Okay.
So that doesn't happen again. Mommy gonna let you say all the curse words you want just this one time. You can get it out your system, and after that, don't ever say it again. Okay?
Okay. I don't mean you.
I have no idea what this kid is saying, but this
sounds awful. This is awful.
It's a young kid. Get the blank back here. I'm done, ma'am. Mrs. Johnson.
You bleep and bleep.
I guess a lot of kids are amazed. A lot of moms are amazed at how many bad words their kids know. Across the board, the F word seems to be the number one.
Where do these kids learn this?
That's exactly it. They're probably not learning it at school. Most likely they're learning at home. However, you do remember the great scene from the movie A Christmas Story where the kid drops the F-bomb. And the mother, the mother's like, where did you learn it? And it was like, I learned it from so-and-so. So then the mother calls up so-and-so and says, can you believe what your son taught my son? And then that kid gets a beating, but that kid never did it. It's a funny scene. A Christmas Story, playing over and over again every holiday. A Canadian drug dealer was handing out business cards with a sample of cocaine stapled to the business cards.
Well, the first one's always free, they say.
It was happening outside a casino in Calgary, and what music was he playing while he was handing it out?
That's awesome.
Can't make this stuff up.
That's great.
A man in Maine found a lost ring on the beach and then ended up finding the owner through social media. Apparently, she didn't want it back since it was her ex-husband's ring that he must have tossed in the river. Here's Scott Mankey talking about the ring that he had found.
I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try to find the owner. So I dunked it in mineral oil, bought a magnifying glass. Well, I threw it on the buy swap, and this lady actually messaged me, and she's like, wait, I think that's my ring. I'm like, okay, give me the initials for the heck of it. 2 seconds later, she throws me initials. I go, when do you want to meet up? I'll return it. So then she finally tells me, she's like, well, it's my ex-husband's, and he tossed it in the river, apparently. She was like, thank you for being a good Samaritan, trying to do the right thing. But honestly, it's the ex-husband. She hates him. She's like, you can either toss it, keep it, or sell it.
You can toss it, keep it, or sell it. That's awesome. Did you know, familiar with that rockabilly movement that happened in the 80s? Mojo Nixon called, the 87 cult hit called Elvis is Everywhere.
No, I never heard it.
Died on the Outlaw County cruise. He was 66, suffered a cardiac event on Wednesday. Here's a little piece of Mojo.
When I look out into your eyes out there, when I look out into your faces, you know what I see? I see a little bit of Elvis in each and every one of you out there. Let me tell you, well, Elvis is everywhere. Elvis is everything.
I don't know if you remember that, but
so you said he died on a cruise?
Remember this? He's dead. He just died, and he was on a cruise, on a themed cruise. The themed cruise was Outlaw Country Cruise.
So, interestingly enough,
I think he was performing on it.
There's a code alpha if there's a medical emergency on a cruise ship.
Okay.
And we had 2 of them.
You did.
When
They've really
when we were on
invested
the
on these
ship.
cruise ships. They've really invested in larger infirmaries.
Yeah, they've got
because
infirmaries,
of
jails. They got all
COVID,
sorts of
yeah,
stuff.
everything's there. Why watch old reruns of The Love Boat when you can join Princess Cruises and set sail with the cast members from the original show?
The Love Boat.
It'll happen this August, and you can spend 7 days at sea with Doc, Bernie, Gopher, Fred, and bartender Isaac, along with Ted Lang and Vicky Stubing and Jill Welling.
Wow.
It sails out of New York City, goes to New England and to Canada. It will include the original members of Love Boat, Davey. That's one you would like to take.
Yeah, I watch Love Boat on MeTV on Sundays.
So I would imagine, though, that Captain Stubing,
Cloud.
if you remember, he was in MASH, too, right? Captain Stubing?
Yep.
He's put on some years, so much so that he's dead. So he won't be on the cruise.
And his
I believe
daughter,
he died of COVID in 2021.
his younger daughter, Vicky, is kind of nice looking, too.
Oh, is she? Okay. That's not his real daughter, though, is
No.
it? Just
She was the one that played, she was backed up to Julie.
Yeah, Vicky Stubing.
I have no wife, I know.
Yeah.
And then Isaac. Well, I was
Okay.
doing Isaac. That's what he does on the graphics on the TV.
Isaac was the bartender.
Yeah.
And most of those who are still around will be on the cruise. This is kind of a once-in-a-lifetime thing. It's, some of these cast members are getting a little bit on the old side. AC/DC. Are we going to be able to take Tanya coming up? We are. She's going to call
gonna
my
call
phone?
you, yeah.
Okay. We have no phones here this morning. AC/DC has a countdown clock on their website, and their social media plays a hook from a single they released in 1991. Are you ready? The clock terminates this Monday morning at 3 a.m. No one knows what the clock is about. It could mean new music. It could also mean a new tour.
What can I do?
That's pretty good.
Have you ever seen AC/DC?
I've seen them on TV, never in person.
Of all the rock bands, I love AC/DC. I've seen
do?
them 5 times.
Good for you.
Whoa.
5 times.
Yeah.
And Andrew, there are some interesting political prop bets that are in play for this weekend's Super Bowl. I just will tell you, don't take these bets.
Don't no, because really it's in their hands. They being
Yeah.
Taylor Swift and Usher, and although the one you may want to take is any jokes about Biden or Trump in commercials.
In
during the
commercials,
game.
yeah.
Because those are already produced. But anything that that's the thing with some of these prop bets is that people really can have control over whether or not they happen. Can you vote that they? You can also bet that something won't happen, right? You can't bet.
Well, if you bet that it won't happen, the odds, I think, on Taylor Swift endorsing Biden, the odds are 10-1.
Really?
Against it happening.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So, well, you would.
If I bet $100 that she's
Okay.
not going to endorse Biden,
that she's not going to, but
then
you
they could
would
win $1,000.
You would have to no, because the odds are against it.
Oh, 10-1 against.
So I don't
Got it,
know what
okay.
that would end up meaning, but
You get $10. Yeah.
right. That's about it.
Yeah,
I think
right.
that's what
So
it
if
would
you
be.
bet 100,
You'd
you
have
get
to
10.
bet 1,000 to win 100. I don't know if that's the case.
I don't know that they're going to, because here's the thing, too. I don't think if the Chiefs, first of all, if the Chiefs lose, she's not going to say anything. And I don't think they're going to interview her after the game if the Chiefs win. She didn't play. She wasn't in the game. She's just there to support her boyfriend.
What the conspiracy theorists believe is going to happen is they're going to make their way down at halftime, come on to the stage, and her and Kelsey are going to, Tanya, I'll be right with you. Her and Kelsey are going to.
Oh my God! You just created the new term, Telsey.
Telsey?
For Taylor and
Okay.
Kelsey.
Okay,
Or Travis
well, that's
and
interesting.
Kelsey.
Her and Kelsey are going to then make the endorsement. Just the thought that could even happen is foolish on its own, let alone putting money on it. For God's sakes, don't be stupid. But there are people that believe it's going to happen. On the line right now is Tanya J. Powers from Fox News Radio. Tanya, good morning. Not sure what that is. Any idea? Could it be that? Oh, my Lord. I don't know that I can get us in. I don't know what's going on. Let me try it this way. This is going to be fun. Hello, Tanya J. Powers. Good morning.
Good morning.
Don't know what's
You
going.
could call it that.
Don't know what's happening here, but even the place where I would normally get my audio to work is now working. So this is just great. So let's just keep it going. We're talking about the most sinful states in all of America, and what have you found?
Well, I don't think the number one will surprise anyone. It is Nevada.
Nevada, yeah.
Of course, the home to Sin City. That would make sense. And by the way, this information comes from Wallet Hub. They did the rankings, and I'll tell you what they used as, kind of the dimensions where they looked at. Anger and hatred was one. Jealousy was another. Excesses and vices was a category.
Oh, yeah.
Greed, lust, vanity, and laziness. These were all the things that they looked at. And under all of those headings, they looked across like 55 indicators, everything from, like I said, those big ones, obviously. And then there's like thefts per capita, violent crimes per capita, and, excessive drinking, average time spent on adult entertainment sites, beauty salons per capita. I mean, it goes all over the place. If you look at the overall list, like I said, Nevada was number one. It ranks number one in greed, number three in lust, jealousy, and excesses and vices. Louisiana is number two on the list. It ranks number one in excesses and vices. Mardi Gras.
Yeah, it is Mardi Gras. You're right. And you know what's funny about Louisiana and New Orleans is Mardi Gras. You could go down in August and you'll be celebrating Mardi Gras. There's a parade every day, and the sinfulness continues all year long.
But I would like to say, and we kind of had a little joke about Louisiana there, but I will say there are going to be things on this list that may surprise people. That may not be one of them, however.
Yeah, right.
Number three on this list is California.
California.
It's number two in lust. Excuse me. Then the list kind of takes an interesting turn. Number four is Florida. Number five is Tennessee. Number six is South Carolina. Number seven is Texas. Number 8 is Arizona. Number 9 is Pennsylvania, and number 10 is Delaware. When you look at the map of the U.S. that they've compiled with all, and by the way, this is all at wallethub.com. This is not super secret information. You can look at the map, and the lower half of the U.S., including the whole Bible Belt over here, is like darker colors than the north half of the map, and that is darker. The darker the color of the state on the map is the more sinful, the higher sinful ranking it is. Wow. Which is why I said this may surprise some folks.
Well, I find it interesting that some of it is it's so basic human instinct. The more you tell humans no, the more they want to and do it. I just feel like that plays a little bit of a role. The more you're in these Bible Belt areas where do not do this, do not behave this way, behind closed doors, it's happening. People are human, right?
Well, I think that goes for wherever you are.
I guess you're right.
Because look at how our state gets framed, like the whole state. Oh my goodness, New York's got to be high on this list.
Right.
You got to know people are expecting that. We're number 17, which I thought was interesting. Some other standouts I thought were number 12 was Georgia. And by the way, I did not conveniently skip over number 11, which is my home state of Mississippi. But number 12 is Georgia, which is number 1 in jealousy. And Arkansas is number 1 in hatred and anger. That's at number 16.
Wow.
Yeah. So I thought it was a really interesting little, rankings and kind of map here. Again, they looked at a whole lot of different dimensions and headings. So, there's a lot to unpack here.
All right, interesting stuff. So New York is not all that sinful after all.
Not as much as a lot of people might think.
Yeah, right. Not as much as we all think. So, all right, good stuff, Tanya. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Sure, thank you.
All right, Tanya J. Powers from Fox News Radio. Mike says, I think instead of you guys doing a show today, you might as well just get down to the Frog and help them with St. Jude's.
Yeah, seriously.
It does feel a little bit like
just
that.
Go home.
Is the case. Maybe we should just go home. By the way, New York was number 1 for vanity, according to Megan.
Oh, yeah.
This morning. Megan, I got to tell you, if you're listening, we're having a major. It just shows you.
Well, she is listening.
I just want to say, it just shows you how much I have matured as a person. Because
I'm more angry than you.
20 years ago, I would have been like, you know what? You guys figure this out. I'm going back to bed. Today, I'm like, you know what? Let's just plow through and make it happen. I don't understand what happened to me. I think I liked the old me, to be honest with you. It was far more of a spectacle than this is probably going to be today, because nothing as it's supposed to is working. Now, I did tell you, I did warn you when we talked a week ago about new studios. It's going to get worse before it gets better. So that's what I'm trying to keep in mind, that it'll just get a little worse before it gets better. You have talked to engineering this morning, Davey?
Yes.
Yeah, they're working
What did they say about the phones that were...
It's something that they did yesterday, and we're not going to have phones until later this
All right.
this
Do
morning.
they know my channel is down? I can't get my computer on the air?
No, I
That's
don't.
another thing that's going on. I don't know what's happening there, so I'll try to troubleshoot that during the break. Speaking of that, we have a break coming up, and we have a loaded program.
Luckily, a lot of in-studio guests
going
today.
forward with people in studio. So other than the weird-sounding microphones, it'll all be wonderful today. I'm excited. We're also debuting Real Men Get Tested for Cancer, the commercial today that is going to be in the Super Bowl, the local broadcast on CBS Utica. And I'll play it and get your take on it. Next hour also is Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers Wanted Person of the Week. We have much to get to here on this Thursday morning. And believe it or not, the next 2 days will be warm, up into the low 50s. Crazy. News is next to WIBX.
Dog parents are loving Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend Premium Dog Food.
The way she acts and the way she moves, it's just so much better. And she's like a puppy again. It's unbelievable.
Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend is a freeze-dried raw food made with 0 artificial preservatives, so it's naturally shelf-stable with no mess, freezer, or fridge required. Plus, it's full of premium turkey, beef, salmon, and meat your dog will love.
We started with Nature's Blend. She's happy, she sleeps well, she's energetic. I am just delighted with this product.
When given the choice, Nature's Blend and Amazon's #1 bestseller in dry dog food, 29 out of 30 dogs chose Nature's Blend first.
I'm so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee.
Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of delicious beef liver treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Text DEAL to 511-511. All pets are unique. Your pet's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply. Studies available upon request.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, postnasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica Rome, W295DI Utica Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
The U.S. gets revenge. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. An airstrike has killed a militia commander leading the group blamed for the attack on a U.S. base in Jordan that killed 3 American soldiers. Republican Congressman Michael Waltz tells Fox.
Well, I'm glad to see the strike happen. I wish this strike had happened some time ago, somewhere in between the dozens and dozens of attacks on our forces.
Now, he and other Republicans want the U.S. to target Russian, or rather Iranian military leaders, not just their proxies. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has left the Middle East with no plan in place to end the war in Gaza.
That ceasefire proposal that was put forward by Hamas was quickly rejected by the Israelis, who called the plan, quote, delusional, amid renewed rocket fire just last hour from the Gaza Strip and Israeli airstrikes still taking place along the enclave.
Well, that's Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv. Today, the Supreme Court takes up a big Trump case. Colorado is trying to remove the former president from the 2024 primary ballot, claiming that he violated an insurrection provision of the Constitution by leading and inciting the Capitol riot. Now, Trump lawyers say he is the leading Republican presidential candidate, and the court should not decide who should be on the 2024 ballot. Now, the former president is poised to win the Nevada Republican caucuses today. Nikki Haley is not taking part, calling it rigged. She chose to be in Tuesday's primary that didn't count, and she lost to a none-of-the-above option.
Our focus is on South Carolina, going into Michigan, going into Super Tuesday. Those are the places that we're worried about.
Now, Marianne Williamson has dropped out of the Democratic race after President Biden's big wins in South Carolina and Nevada. 6 people are unaccounted for in East Lansdowne, Pennsylvania, outside Philadelphia, in a house gutted by a fire believed to be set after a shootout with police that injured 2 officers. It's feared the bodies could be inside that house. America's listening to Fox News.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
Looking for top-notch personal protection? The Smith & Wesson Equalizer is here to level the playing field. Easy to rack slide, easy to control ergonomic grip. It's designed for you. With a 10, 13, and 15-round magazine included, size up for better control or size down for easier concealment. Don't miss out on the opportunity to upgrade your safety. Visit your local dealer now. To learn more about the Equalizer, visit smith-wesson.com. Smith & Wesson, empowering Americans. All capacity sizes may not be available in your jurisdiction. Be sure to check your local laws and regulations.
The Senate is moving on, planning a vote today on a bill to provide billions of dollars in military aid to Israel and to Ukraine, nearly 2 years after Russian leader Vladimir Putin invaded. Democratic Senator Michael Bennet tells Fox.
If we fail to support them, Putin's just going to continue this war. He's going to impose his will on the Ukrainian people, and Xi Jinping is going to be next.
Referencing China's leader, the bill also provides military aid to Taiwan. This after a bigger bill with border security provisions to deal with record illegal immigration failed.
A large block of Republicans and several Democrats, they blocked consideration of that controversial border deal. It needed 60 yeas. It died 49-50. James Langford voted yes on it, as did Romney, Murkowski, Collins, and GOP leader Mitch McConnell, if you can believe this, was the nail in the coffin with the 41st vote, essentially killing that border deal.
Fox's Aisha Hasni at the Capitol. On Wall Street, stock futures are down a bit the day after the Dow and the NASDAQ rose and the S&P 500 hit a record high. It's moving day in the NBA for some players who might get traded to new teams.
While some NBA diehard fans may be flooding sports talk radio, creating mock trades or scenarios where their favorite teams acquire a superstar player that changes the course of the season, today's NBA trade deadline at 3 p.m. Eastern Time is not expected to lure any significant deals. There's been a flurry of trades lately. The Miami Heat got Terry Rozier from the Charlotte Hornets. Victor Oladipo went from the Houston Rockets to the Memphis Grizzlies. Pascal Siakam from the Toronto Raptors to the Indiana Pacers for Bruce Brown. As most teams have just over 30 games to play in their regular seasons, it's expected today's NBA trade deadline will be for teams to try to make trades to either improve their chances to make the playoffs or to help separate themselves from title contenders. Jared Max, Fox News.
Last night, one of the contenders, Cleveland, won a 7th straight game. The Cavaliers beat the Washington Wizards 114-106. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 News Time, 7:05. I'm Andrew Dominio. It is close to 30 under partly cloudy skies. Your full forecast is coming up. This update brought to you by John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories in Oriskany Falls. For all your mobile home needs, it's worth the trip. Visit johnsmobilehomeparts.com for more information. Utica police have made another weapon arrest It happened at 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday when officers from the Crime Prevention Unit conducted a vehicle stop on Oriskany Street. Upon approaching of the vehicle, they noticed it to be occupied by 4 individuals, one of whom was a juvenile who had been arrested with a loaded handgun the previous day. While conducting an interview with the driver, it was learned his privileges to drive in New York were suspended. Due to his suspended status, the vehicle needed to be towed, and officers conducted an impound inventory. While conducting that search, a loaded .357 handgun was located in the trunk. At that point, all parties were detained and transported to the Utica Police Department for investigation. 40-year-old Ricky Brown was arrested and charged with several counts of criminal possession of a weapon and criminal possession of a firearm. The other 3 occupants were released without charges. An arrest has now been made in connection with a burglary at a business in Madison County. Authorities say 57-year-old David DeGrasse was the man who broke into Flo's Diner in Lenox last month and stole the contents of the restaurant's ATM. DeGrasse was taken into custody earlier this week and has been wanted for his alleged role in similar crimes in other states. He's currently facing multiple charges. Prosecutors have released brand new information on a fatal stabbing that happened in Clay. Last Friday, 32-year-old Brady Tayo was trying to kick his roommate out of an apartment on Theodolite Avenue when he was allegedly attacked by 31-year-old Quinton Paquette. Tayo was stabbed in the neck and pronounced dead. When first responders arrived at the scene, Tayo's girlfriend was also in the residence at the time, but was not injured. Paquette has a criminal history that includes marijuana possession and petty larceny. Valentine's Day is coming up, and the State Division of Consumer Protection is warning New Yorkers about romance scams. The agency says romance scams occur when a criminal lies about their identity and feigns romantic interest to steal from victims. If someone asks for money, assume it's a scam and never give out personal information to someone you've met online. It's recommended folks only use trusted dating sites and do a reverse image search to see if someone's profile photo is linked to a different name. Finally, a new flavor of Coca-Cola will be hitting store shelves soon. Coca-Cola Spiced is set to go on sale February 19th, and marking the beverage company's first new permanent flavor in 3 years. The new flavor is described as a burst of refreshing raspberry flavors and spiced notes. The company is also launching a flavor called Happy Tears that will be available exclusively on TikTok on February 17th to mark Random Acts of Kindness Day. That flavor is described as the taste of Coca-Cola paired with a splash of salty minerals. Yum. WIBX 950 News Time 7:08. Your forecast brought to you by Cliff's Local Market. They keep you going.
My Witness News, Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, partly cloudy to increasing clouds. Dry, much milder by afternoon, near 50. Tonight, mostly cloudy, few isolated rain showers, near 35. And tomorrow, partly mostly cloudy, breezy, even milder. Isolated light rain shower or spotty sprinkles in the morning. Much of the day should be dry, near 55. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
29 degrees under mostly clear skies. It is 7:09. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43 local contractors. The Kansas City Chiefs are continuing preparations for Super Bowl 58. Chiefs head coach Andy Reid said guard Nick Allegretti practiced in place of Joe Thuney on Wednesday. The veteran is unlikely to play as he works through a pectoral injury. However, Jerick McKinnon was limited as he works back from sports hernia surgery. Reid also said McKinnon was a long shot to play in the Super Bowl. Meanwhile, on the 49ers side of things, tackle Trent Williams was listed as the only non-participant on the injury report. The veteran was given a rest day. Defensive tackle Eric Armstead, linebacker Oren Burks, tight end George Kittle, and cornerback Ambry Thomas were each limited. Defensive tackle Kalia Davis was listed as a full participant. San Francisco is taking on defending Super Bowl champs Kansas City Chiefs in the big game on Sunday. The Commanders' former offensive coordinator is staying busy while looking for his next job after being fired by Washington at the end of the regular season. Eric Bieniemy visited the Kansas City Chiefs as they prepared for the AFC Championship game against the Ravens. Bieniemy was the Chiefs' offensive coordinator for 5 seasons before spending 2023 with the Commanders in the same role. Chiefs head coach Andy Reid did not sound confident in Bieniemy returning to KC, saying, "I have no spot for him right now." And Syracuse basketball. Well, it was razor thin. They almost lost it. They almost gave it up to Louisville, but they went on to win 94-92 at the JMA Wireless Dome last night. Jude chipped in with 21 points for Syracuse, who boosted its overall record this season to 15 wins and 8 losses. Chris Bell had a career-high 30 points. Their next game is against Clemson on Saturday. Bill, I'm going back again today. That's right. I am going back to see Dr. Tim Delmedico at Revive Soft Wave Therapy on Genesee Street in Utica. It's a groundbreaking therapy. It is truly a game changer. And it is not something that masks pain like pills or injections. It actually heals the problem. Whether you've got neuropathy, plantar fasciitis, carpal tunnel syndrome, TMJ is a big problem for some people, lower back pain, knee pain, there is a way to get you healed. It boasts an outstanding 90% success rate, and it works by high-speed sound waves stimulating blood flow in your body's own natural stem cells to the affected area. It's pretty interesting. As he runs the device over my foot, I'm dealing with ankle and foot injuries. As he runs the device over the foot, you can feel actually where you have the inflammation. And when you feel it, it's a little bit of a sharp pain, but you know it's working. It's not too bad. You'll get over it. And you've been dealing with pain for a while now. So if you have this treatment done, odds are that pain will go away. Don't let that pain dictate your life anymore. When there's a solution available, I've had it done. I'm going back today. It does work. Reach out to Dr. Tim Delmedico at 315-725-8427 or visit reviveutica.com. That's where you can see videos, testimonials, and you can get more information on what this technology is. It's reviveutica.com. Reclaim a life free from debilitating pain. Take that step towards a pain-free future today.
Okay, we have a chance for you to win Beach Boys tickets from the Stanley Theater before you can buy them. So it's pretty simple. I play a medley, and you have to come up with the 6 songs in this medley. Tomorrow morning, we'll ask you to call in with the titles. If you have the titles correctly answered, we will give you a pair of Beach Boys tickets. So we're talking about 5 pairs to give away tomorrow. So listen carefully to the medley. Tell me if you can figure out these 6 Beach Boys songs. Play it again. Play it again.
You don't give much. You don't give much there with this one.
I'm not screwing around now.
These are big tickets. These are big-time tickets.
I just made it shorter during the break. I'm like, screw this. Let's make it hard. These are great seats. These are great tickets. This is at the Stanley.
It's a great show.
May 31st, and tickets go on sale tomorrow at Ticketmaster. One more time, listen carefully to, Davey, listen here, to the 6 songs in this very quick medley. Here it is. Even you, Andrew, who you're a Beach Boys fan.
I am. It's not an easy medley.
It's not easy. All right. So tomorrow morning around 7:40, we'll give you a chance to win tickets, Beach Boys tickets from the Stanley Theater and WIBX.
Get a smile for all seasons at Shulman and Rosansky Family Dentistry.
I'm Andrew Rosansky, inviting you to call us for crowns and veneers that will give you a beautiful smile that will keep you smiling year-round. Call us today.
Get a smile for all seasons at Shulman and Rosansky Family Dentistry, 1 Paris Road, New Hartford, and online at uticasmiles.com.
It's All Seasons Outfitters store-wide clearance sale. Find huge savings on your favorite brands. North Face, Champion, and select work boots 50% off. Outdoor games and baseball 50% off. Save 30% on winter boots and hunting apparel. 25% on workwear and hikers. You won't want to miss it. The savings are on at All Seasons Outfitters. See more on their Facebook page and allseasonsoutfitter.com. Your store for every season is All Seasons Outfitters.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team. Whitesboro is a leading school system in central New York with 7 schools, 3,100 students, and holding a 92% graduation rate. You can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Perfect for retirees with extra time. Help drive our future leaders with Whitesboro Central School Transportation. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
It's time to stop letting road conditions dictate your journeys. Nokian tires, all-weather tires, are versatile enough for summer heat, spring rain, and winter snow. Just like you, Nokian tires' all-weather products are built for adventure in all conditions. Forget the forecast with a year-round tire approved for winter use. When you purchase 4 Nokian tires, you'll get installation, mounting, and balancing absolutely free in the month of February at Tolman's Tire and Auto Repair. Visit our stores in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Online at tolmanstire.com.
You've put off getting a new bed. You really want a new bed. Let's be honest, you probably need a new bed. Kevin Fear from Mattress Express, and I have the answer for you for the new year. Any purchase in the store, $1,500 or more, qualify and sign up and get up to 60 months to pay with no money down. Don't give us a nickel. You heard me right, up to 60 months to pay, no money down. That includes our full lineup of massage chairs. And yes, it includes Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Purple, Puffy, the Smart Bed by Instant Comfort, Posh and Lavish, and more. You can get pre-qualified at mattressexpressny.com. Look for the 15-second Express Credit app. Stop into any store. No appointment necessary. We'd be happy to qualify you in store. And you can call 1-800-NEW-BEDS. See store for details.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Tele Tires and Auto Centers. Because Tele Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language? In as little as 3 weeks, Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's BABBEL.com.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this...
The hits just keep on coming. Yeah, they do. I'm Casey Kasem.
I'm going home.
Good morning. In studio right now at 7:20. He is running for the 117th District Assembly seat in New York State. His name is Lonnie Coons, and he is primarying Ken Blankenbush. Lonnie, good morning.
Good morning.
So you got out of work this morning. You came to the parking lot, scared the daylights out of everybody.
Who's that guy
Who's the guy in the parking lot?
I
just
said, don't
sitting
worry
out
about
there.
it.
I'm wearing reflective orange. I don't know how
Reflective orange. You totally. What do you do for a living, by the way?
So, just like I was telling him, about a month ago, I got promoted out of driving a semi-truck to being the account manager for the company I was working for. So.
I see. Okay. All right. So you're a truck driver.
Yes, I am.
And you're also from the Rome area.
I live up in Carthage.
In Carthage is where you're
all
from.
the way down to Rome every day to work.
Okay. You come down here to work. So the 117th, we were just discussing this. It goes from Camden, Boonville area north.
Includes Lee also.
And the town of Lee as well.
Right at the Rome city limits is where it starts.
Did you hear that, Lance? Lance and Lee. It includes you if you're really Lance and Lee.
Right.
Okay. Why are you running? Why are you primarying Blankenbush?
Well, I mean, first off, I believe in term limits, and Mr. Blankenbush has been there for about 13 years, and unfortunately, I just don't feel like he's done enough for the district, for the people, and that's where I come in. I'm a door-to-door guy, knocking on people's doors and talking to people face-to-face, trying to represent everybody regardless of party, and just bring policy to the district instead of doing party politics.
Okay, let's talk about your politics. What do you believe in now? Obviously, as a Republican, you would be representing a rather Republican area, but in a state that is supermajority for the Democrats. So, what do you believe in? What's your thing?
Well, it's kind of funny. My beliefs are kind of not the point. Every one of my stances or solutions, as I call them on my website, is built from speaking with the people. It's a true vision of what the people want, not essentially what I want. I've got like 34 points. It just depends. When people talk to me, I talk to them about what they want to talk about.
So throw out some of those points. How do you feel about a crime right now in parts of New York State?
So the SAFE Act and other acts that have gotten to the point where people are just released on their own recognizance, that all of that needs to be relooked at. We've got people committing crimes and going right back out on the street the same night and committing another crime and so on and so forth. And the police can't do anything. So that definitely needs to be looked at.
So the SAFE Act, of course, I'm assuming you misspoke. SAFE Act is, of course, the restriction on Second Amendment rights.
Yes.
As people, proponents of the Second Amendment, talk about here in New York. But you're talking about raise the age and bail reform, it seems.
Yes, I can't remember what that act's called. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Still early in the morning. I've only had one cup of coffee.
Either way, it has made it difficult for, and we'll have a district attorney we'll be speaking with in just a few minutes. It makes it difficult for law enforcement and prosecutors.
Well, speaking about the SAFE Act as well, I've spoken to a lot of gun shop owners, and that is so convoluted. Gun shop owners have been calling Mr. Blankenbush and other representatives trying to get clarity on what it means, because when they finally do get in touch with them, they can't even answer the question for what it actually means. So there needs to be a lot more clarity in the SAFE Act and probably a lot of revisions to it.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of things that I spoke to one local gun shop owner who also does a sign shop where I get my real estate signs, and he said he's going to be done doing the gun shop stuff because you've got to keep your video surveillance for 2 years. Like, and doing video production, that's a lot of storage. It's not cheap to store that, and it can't be, it's got to be real live actual security footage for the last 2 years. So that's a difficulty. And then just to buy ammo.
But do you see that as a well, I'll ask you. You're not running?
No, I'm not.
Sorry.
No, I'm not. No.
I shouldn't ask you.
No.
I should ask him. Andrew brings up the video surveillance. To me, that's something that could be thought of as logical. I understand it's a burden for the gun shop owner. However, if there is a mass shooting of some sort and you're trying to figure out where a person or how a person got a gun, or you're trying to nail a person or figure out who the person is that something that's a violation of our rights? Is that something you think should change?
As far as the video footage, no. I mean, we're recording.
Everything is video.
Everywhere you go, you're on a camera somewhere. I just think that if the state's going to make that a mandate, maybe they should offer some sort of a cloud storage where it's not at the gun owners.
All right, so maybe it's stored in the cloud that's provided by the state.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to making sure that things are secure and things like that, but I mean, the state has put in a lot of things that have made it difficult.
I'm sure that there are many things
with
that
intention
that you aren't referencing that are
like background check for ammunition,
right?
Which
right.
is a lot of people
or
have said
if someone buys a lot of ammunition, all of a sudden the state wants to look at that as a red flag. Now, a lot of people buy ammunition. I mean,
well, now especially if you're going to do the background check, I might as well buy a ton so that I don't have to spend 4 hours or a day to get a box.
Yeah, I stock up on toilet paper.
Background check.
Hard to store it because it's bulky.
Come on down to the distribution center. We have plenty of it.
You have a lot of it. So, so with the SAFE Act, it's something that people obviously are referencing, but it doesn't seem to be top of mind in this election as much as bail reform, making it so difficult. This situation where even with Raise the Age, what we're dealing with in Utica, and these kids, these are 14 and 15-year-olds. What are we doing? And we'll speak with the DA about that. What else?
Hold on. I'm already 4 minutes late. Lanson Lee, he has a comment. I don't want to miss it. Please thank your guest for giving voters in my area an additional option in the upcoming election.
All right. What else? What else is important to you? But I get it, to your district.
My biggest thing, and what I've promised everyone, is that I'm going to spend my entire first term working on term limits. There's been a lot of legislation that'll pass either the Assembly or the Senate, but not both, and I think that's by design. But something needs to be done. Career politicians need to go. The Constitution was never written for people to make a career out of this. I just want to do my stint, do my part, and pass it on.
Why is it bad for somebody to become experienced at being a legislator and doing it for 10 years or 13 years, as you say with Mr. Blankenbush? Why is that bad if they're doing a good job?
I don't have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is the ones who have been there for decades and decades. These people get tied into all these organizations and all the background money and everything else that comes in. Votes are basically bought, and putting term limits on that will help stave that off.
And how long will you stay if you were elected? How long would you stay?
I mean, all I can say right now is term limits. Whatever the agreed upon time frame is.
What is good for you? What, in your opinion, what would be?
Because assemblies every 2 years.
Yes, I'd say honestly, someplace between 12 to 20 years.
Okay, but Blankenbush falls into that.
He does.
I mean, he's only been there for 13 years. What is he doing wrong that you feel you need to replace him?
It's not necessarily he's doing anything wrong. He's doing the Republican thing and representing the party. But the problem is, and going door to door speaking to the people, most people have no idea who he is. He doesn't represent them because they have no clue who he is. Whereas I'm at their doorstep asking them what's important to them. It's a two-way conversation.
Did you wrestle in high school? You look like a wrestler.
I ran cross country and track.
You did? Okay. Oh, God.
Well, he's a veteran, too. So I want to thank you for your service.
Thank you. How in the world are you going to accomplish any of this and serve as a Republican? You're in a minority in a state where both the Assembly and the Senate are controlled by wide margins by the Democrats. How do you get anything done? Because you seem to be representing a conservative area. Your views seem to be conservative, and there are two different philosophies. Philosophy one is, you got to bend a little bit in order to work with the opposition to get stuff done, or I'm going to stand firm, we're going to do it my way, which means we're not going to do it at all because you're not going to get it done. How do you solve that problem?
Again, at the end of the day, just like you said, compromise. There is a center that the majority of our state and the majority of the country is perfectly happy with. It's these extreme left and right ideas. Again, politicians shouldn't just stand their ground and say no. I mean, unless it's a really important topic. Yeah. But other than that, it's like, what's going to benefit your district, the people you live with? That's how they should be.
There is a coalition upstate where you have upstate legislators, Democrat and Republican, who work together because life upstate is different than life downstate. So would that be something you would be interested in?
Yeah, I'm a member of a bunch of different organizations that are literally middle of the row working with both sides.
I think the Mohawk Valley 9 or 7 or whatever it's called. Mark is messaging in this morning. I'm on Republican committee and don't know who Blankenbush is. LOL.
I've heard it a lot. And again, a lot of them don't know who I am. I've been writing and doing everything I could do for the last 2 years. And, the Oneida Party just endorsed Mr. Blankenbush and hasn't even tried to speak to me, and as I've been trying to speak to them, and it bugs me.
Yeah, all right. Well, you're on the radio here, so we appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Again, you scared the daylights out of everybody. Who's the guy with the reflective? And I'm like, if he's going to hurt you, he wouldn't have a reflective
it was gonna
jacket on.
He's not going to draw attention
That
to
could be a
himself.
reflective bulletproof vest. I'm like, I don't think it is. I think you're okay.
I would have definitely wore camouflage and gone back to my infantry days.
I think so. And what you're saying is if I wanted to, I could, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
Again, I think there's a lot of Americans out there that could, but we know the right thing to do.
All right, I'm glad to hear
Yeah,
that.
because you also, just to give a little background, and I talk about you like you're not in the room, but Lonnie knows Austin, and they are both have familiarity with Mr. Fiacco and are very opposed to.
All right, your take on Fiacco's comments about Civil War, and more so than Civil War is we must prepare to kill
taking that extra step.
Our liberal neighbors. How do you respond to that?
First off, I took Mr. Fiacco to his first ever gun show. He didn't know how to hold a rifle. He put it up on his shoulder. So, one, I'm not worried about something like that. But two, look, people who have never...
He put it up on his shoulder?
Yeah.
Like a bazooka?
Yeah. I know. I was like...
All right. Well, listen.
My wife corrected him. I was busy speaking to somebody else, and my wife corrected him. So.
Not everybody knows.
But that's the type of person who's saying they're going to stand up and kill their neighbors.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
Look, this country is very divided right now. Could we be on the cusp of civil war? Sure. Should we be ready to go out and kill our neighbors, whether they're like us or not? No, not even close. We need to. This is the problem. Instead of uniting and embracing your neighbor like we should be doing, we're just allowing, as soon as I tell someone I'm a Republican or a Democrat or this, they automatically, well, you know what you did. I've been told that straight up. Like, whoa, what did I do? We need to fix that. Again, 70% of this country is right in the middle, and it doesn't matter Republican or Democrat.
Well, there's a part of this that people aren't thinking about, and when comments are made like we're going to eliminate our liberal neighbors, your neighbor's house is probably quite an interesting dynamic. Maybe dad is a Republican, mom is a Democrat, the kids are independents. Mm-hmm. I mean, you just don't know.
Or the kids have no idea
or they
the
don't
concept
care.
of politics.
So how you look at your neighbor's house is probably very diverse to begin with.
You can't judge a book by its cover.
And to make that statement is you would agree would be dangerous and inappropriate?
Completely. I mean, especially with him running as a Republican, that's like so far right that it's not even funny. I wouldn't even if I had that thought in my head, I wouldn't let it slip past my lips. And I can't believe, one, he did it and then admitted to it and said, yeah, I did that.
You don't have that thought in your head, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay, just check.
Like I said, I'm a retired infantryman. I did 20 years, 7,213 days. Not that I count. But, I've kicked doors in Afghanistan and Iraq. And again, when you've had to put a person in your crosshairs, there's a moral thought that goes through your head.
Yeah.
And the people making these extreme comments have never had to make that choice before. And I'll tell you right now,
well,
it's
and then
not a
live
choice.
with it. If you've made that choice, having to live with it.
Well, that's what PTSD does to you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, listen, I can't imagine, and we appreciate what people like you do and have done. So,
thank you.
All right. And again, I do want to say I understand that this public financing is playing a big role in those who giving people the opportunity to run. Mm-hmm. But it does take a lot to run for public office, and I respect anybody willing to put the time in. So good luck.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right. And by the way, his name is Lonnie Coons, running as a Republican in the 117th, which is currently held by Republican Ken Blankenbush. If he gets the signatures, there will be a primary. 7:34, Davey. We're going to do Hobica's free money question of the day. I'll play that medley again, the Beach Boys medley again. How? It's a good question. We can't take phone calls, right?
Right.
We'll if you want to be a part, if you want to take a shot at, let's make it $200 today. Message us on the app, and we'll call you. We need your phone number. We'll select one at random, and that person will have a chance to win some money from the Hobica Law Firm. 7:30, do that now, 7:35 at WIBX.
The Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold.
Friday, May 31st at the Stanley Theater. The music, the memories, the Beach Boys, riding an endless summer wave into 2024. Tickets on sale Friday 10 a.m. at livenation.com or thestanley.org. Don't miss the Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold, live.
Over $6 billion in tax refunds were flagged by the IRS for possible identity theft in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Their U.S.-based restoration specialists are dedicated to helping solve identity theft issues, and all plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which means if you lose money because of identity theft, LifeLock will reimburse you to the limits of your plan. Go to LifeLock.com and save up to 25% your first year with promo code CLAY.
It's time to stop letting road conditions dictate your journeys. Nokian tires, all-weather tires, are versatile enough for summer heat, spring rain, and winter snow. Just like you, Nokian tires' all-weather products are built for adventure in all conditions. Forget the forecast with a year-round tire approved for winter use. When you purchase 4 Nokian tires, you'll get installation, mounting, and balancing absolutely free in the month of February at Tolman's Tire and Auto Repair. Visit our stores in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Online at tolmanstire.com.
Most folks don't realize this fact. Our country is only 4 missed meals away from chaos, and those meals can vanish fast. In a national emergency, fragile supply chains break down and will wipe grocery store shelves clean in a matter of hours. Before this happens, there's something you should do today. That's stock up on emergency food storage. My Patriot Supply is the company millions of American families trust for their emergency supplies. You should too. Go to mypatriotsupply.com and secure their best-selling 3-month emergency food kits. Each kit contains delicious breakfasts, lunches, and dinners, averaging over 2,000 calories per day. My Patriot Supply also sells large solar generators, gravity-powered water filtration systems, off-grid room heaters for when the power goes out, heirloom seeds, and other survival necessities. Order by 3 p.m. and your items ship the same day, fast. Go to mypatriotsupply.com right now. Those who know what's coming prepare before the chaos starts. MyPatriotSupply.com.
It's All Seasons Outfitters store-wide clearance sale. Find huge savings on your favorite brands. North Face, Champion, and select work boots 50% off. Outdoor games and baseball 50% off. Save 30% on winter boots and hunting apparel. 25% on workwear and hikers. You won't want to miss it. The savings are on at All Seasons Outfitters. See more on their Facebook page and allseasonsoutfitter.com. Your store for every season is All Seasons Outfitters.
KFC's new Smashed Potato Bowl is out here looking like an absolute snack. For just $3.49, you get crispy secret recipe fries topped with creamy mashed potatoes, cheese sauce, bacon crumbles, and even more melty cheese. If you're looking to smash your hunger, grab KFC's new Smashed Potato Bowl for just $3.49. For a little extra, add nuggets to the mix. It's finger-licking good. Prices and participation may vary. Tax, tip, and fees extra.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Évidemment.
Babbel. Language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Start learning a language today at Babbel.com.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended
invented Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way, for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Well, good morning. It's 7:40, and let's start with Habaika's free money question of the day. Joseph and Andrew Habaika giving you a chance to win this morning. Davey, what do we go with? $200?
Yes, sir.
Whoa, $200 on the line. And our contestant this morning is Anthony. Good morning, Anthony. How you doing?
Good morning. Good. How are you, Bill?
Good. We got you on the air. That's step number one. You're calling from where? It sounds like you're on the road.
Yeah, I am in between. I'm actually in that 117 district. I'm out in Lee, near Lance.
All right. Okay.
Near Lance.
Near Lance. Lance and Lee. All right. You know the deal. You're going to have 7 seconds to answer the question. And this one is doable and applicable for this morning. It's how I feel. And here we go. Here's your question. 7 seconds. The as seen on TV toy, Mr. Microphone, was invented by this company. Ready, go.
Is it Hasbro?
Is it Hasbro?
No.
I tried to use the as seen on TV thing because if you remember, in the 70s, Ronco was the big as seen on Ron Popeil, Ronco, and Ronco presents.
Yeah, right.
So we'll give you the all-in-one food and fun card. It's the $25 gift card to Aquavino Babes 72. Last night we were at a retirement party for our boss, Karen Carey. She will be greatly missed. And that was at Taylor and the Cook last night, which was amazing. Davey, 5 stars?
Yes, Bill. Very good.
You loved it.
Yep.
And the concession stands at Adirondack Bank Center. And we're going to, let's see, I'm going to have Davey call you, and we'll get your address and all that information, okay?
All right.
All right, man. Thank you. Have a great day. That is Anthony in the town of Lee. So there we go. All right, in studio right now is the District Attorney, Todd Carville. Todd, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning.
So let's talk about, if we could, the youth violence that your office is dealing with. We're all dealing with right now.
Sure. This is an issue that I was pretty in tune with as an ADA as well. I did some raise the age cases for the last 2 years. When the legislation came down for raise the age, I thought it was a horrible idea. It's coming to fruition now based on what we're seeing. From my experience, there certainly seems to be an uptick in youth violence, starting as young as 13 now.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because we've talked about bail reform, and there's been a correlation of violent crime seems to be down for the most part according to the FBI, by their statistics. But we are seeing a lot more criminal activity, shoplifting, and things that are really keeping police busy. And there's nothing, it seems, that we can do to those people.
It seems like the consequences and the accountability for doing criminal acts has decreased, and I think that's increased and encouraged bad behavior.
Nowhere more do you see it than with Raise the Age. So for those of us not in the midst of a career in law, Raise the Age. Can you talk about that and where it was, where it is now, and what was the inspiration?
So I can talk to you about from my perspective. Raise the Age changed the age of criminal responsibility. At 16 and 17-year-old, back in 2018, they changed it from a person who could be criminally responsible at 16 was removed from the penal law, so that a 16-year-old, any criminal offense that they have would go to family court as opposed to the criminal court. In 2019, it included 17-year-olds. And so 16 and 17-year-olds are now adolescent offenders. If they commit a felony, it goes to youth part, in which we have initial jurisdiction. But depending on the type of crime that it is, our ability to retain that case in youth part and be the prosecuting agency on that case, it has to meet certain criteria. That criteria is either significant physical injury, which the legislator never defined. So that's a decision that the judge makes as to whether or not we have that. It has to be a display of a firearm in furtherance of a crime. So simply finding an individual with a loaded firearm at the age of 16 and 17 doesn't necessarily mean that we will retain criminal jurisdiction over it.
How is it that so the case at Utica, at Proctor, back in the fall at the football game, displayed a gun, shot someone. That did not fall under raise the age.
So it's technically
actually it did fall under it, but
yes.
the court had to make a decision or petition.
Exactly.
How does that work?
So again, they're arraigned in youth part with the charges, and we make the argument that it meets one of those tenets. And in that case, there was significant physical injury, and there was a gun displayed for both of those reasons. We were able to retain it.
Got it. Okay.
So, and again, this is just an example. This is just one of many examples, I'm assuming here. But this story that Utica police released on their Facebook page just hours ago about an incident that happened on the 6th of February where officers pulled over a gentleman, 40-year-old Ricky Brown of Utica. There were 3 other occupants of the vehicle, one of which was one of the juveniles who was arrested and detained the night prior for criminal possession of a weapon. Are you seeing, or is it the assumption that people above the age of 17 are maybe grooming, utilizing, training, mentoring? I know that's not a great
you
word
take the gun because if I could,
or hey, go do this crime or X, Y, and Z. Do you see that that's going on, or is that the assumption?
Well, early on I did, and that was one of my fears, was that was what was going to happen, and sure enough, I can think of 2 cases right off the top of my head back in 2021 that was the case. There'd be a car full of not necessarily much older individuals, but individuals of age, and then the 16-year-old or the 17-year-old would be the one with the weapon on them. And again, unless it's displayed in furtherance of a crime, we can't necessarily keep it. And they knew that. I've talked to Utica police officers back when this first started that they would try to pull over people or arrest younger individuals who would tell them, "You can't touch me. I'm only 16. I'm only 17."
Wow.
One of those kids, actually, we've since prosecuted for murder.
Terrible. And so that's the sad part, is this is leading to, here are 14, 13, 14, 15-year-old kids that are out at 2 o'clock in the morning riding around a vehicle and getting into disturbances with police, carrying weapons. We're going no place good right now.
We're trying to, I've been speaking with Marianne Buttonshawn. I visited Albany last year with Scott. We intend to visit again in the very within the next month, to petition the legislator to change the law to at least allow us to retain cases where there's a loaded firearm. We know the children or the individuals that are carrying guns are carrying them for the purposes of shooting that gun. It's not simply to hold it and
it's not a vanity thing.
No.
It's not.
You're utilizing them.
Yeah,
the shots fired every night in Utica are these groups shooting at each other.
Is it the same?
Do
you think it's the same group of people, or is it really, epidemic where these younger kids just don't know that the difference of right and wrong, or if it's a cult. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
You know, we can't say necessarily it's the same people, but there's several groups of individuals that we know.
And I would imagine police have intelligence. We'll call it intelligence, where there is a group that they feel, and sadly that has been pegged as these are the ones we have to kind of keep an eye on.
Yes.
These are the ones who are out at night. You know, if you're out at 2:00 in the morning and you're hanging with the wrong crowd, chances are
you're going to be on a radar.
It is what it is. I want to ask you just briefly. Obviously, we're speaking with new Oneida County DA Todd Carville, and Todd, what we saw I have a couple of out-of-town questions for you. What we saw in New York, where these turned out to be migrants, got into a dispute, and at one point the videos are starting to be released in New York. New Yorkers are up in arms over this, as these migrants were just kicking the police officers. It could have ended much worse. And they were released, and now they've left the state. We don't know which ones left. They might have been detained somewhere else before they got to California. But how does assaulting a police officer qualify for being released?
Well, again, that's
the law.
It's bail reform.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I talked to the legislator about last year with Scott. Was I asked the legislator to simply add a condition where there's judicial discretion in the interest of justice, that there's no way you can legislate every single act and come up with every situation in which bail should be.
Allow that judge to be able to say, in this case,
you have to take in the circumstances that you couldn't possibly fathom would exist.
Well, and again, also, too, I mean, their status in the country, I don't know what it is. In some cases, probably, if they're not documented, is an illegal status in the country, I'd imagine. Right. So that right there should be enough to...
I believe they're somewhat documented once they are placed in housing in New York. But again, they're free to go. And for God's sakes, they committed this crime, were released, and were able to leave the state.
Yeah,
and they leave the state. We're never. It's like the same thing that would happen to you.
It's the purpose of bail.
Right. You get a New York City person here that you've arrested, and you let them go and say, "Hey, make sure you come back in a month so we can prosecute you."
It frustrates the system.
Yeah, you're not going to have much success. And then I wanted to ask you about the case that recently happened that a lot of people were watching in court. The mass shooting that occurred.
It was in Michigan.
The 15-year-old whose mother, now the father is next to be tried. The mother has been convicted of manslaughter. She could spend on each count up to 15 years in prison. This is a unique case. I want your opinion on it. And do you feel it's something that we may see in New York at some point?
As a prosecutor, I don't like to give my opinion on things that I don't have all the facts for.
Yeah.
This would be that case where I don't know what specifically the law states in Michigan. I don't know what all the facts are and how they apply to the case at this time. I'm going to do some research for that.
Yeah,
Maybe I can come back and talk to you.
I'd like to talk.
You're always welcome.
And I do think this is a big step. I mean, just in general, let's look at it that way. We're now, and I felt like this could have. And again, we spoke to an attorney yesterday who said the same thing. It depends on what the law says. But this could open a door where, your kid is driving erratically, your kid's drinking and driving. Now the parents could be arrested because they didn't do enough to stop it. I do think it kind of has the possibility, the potential to open a can of worms.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And I understand that a lot of laws, and you asked me earlier about raise the age. I think they come from a good goal,
good place, yeah.
But in practical purposes, they just don't work. So you need to adjust and understand that you have to harness that goal and really come up with practical ways to truly meet that goal.
And lower the age is what needs to happen.
Lower the age. That might be next. Well, I do think that I do think that as you see people in the city, this is where all this really came from. And there were bad cases where a 16-year-old would be placed in jail for something minor, and ended up getting lost in the system, and maybe while in jail ends up getting into a fight. Now, I mean, you've just gone down a very bad road.
Well-intentioned, but in practical purposes.
And then they just and again, for us upstate, we're this is foreign to us. We don't have a system like that. But I do think that as New York City sees this, people are becoming enraged. Maybe the only chance we have of getting any change in the law. Do you feel? I know that there's been a group that a task force, I guess, that has been formed, and that's probably not a proper description. But when it comes to this youth violence, everybody has gotten together, as many as possible, getting together to try to say, how do we solve the problem? Do you see? Has anything come out of those meetings?
Well, I think it's too early to say anything's come out of it, but I do believe it's good that people are willing to listen and that they're hopefully going to take everybody's suggestions and, again, practically come up with something that works. We know what's the status quo is not working, and we have to become inventive, and we have some ideas, and I hope we can put those into place.
Complex, though.
Oh, definitely.
And then finally, you're not new to the DA's office, but new as DA. You've now taken over. This is now your seat. What are your goals? What is your vision going forward here in 2024? I've done this job always to make a difference, and I think what I'm seeing is, as the district attorney, there's a little bit more credibility to the ideas that I have and the suggestions I have towards how we can change things and make things improve things for the better, and I intend to use that to do what's best for our community. So instead of people saying, let's talk to Scott, they say, well, let's talk to Todd and see what he thinks. All right. Best wishes out there. You've started this violence with young people, first 2 homicides of the year, under the age of 17, not something that one would anticipate, but you jumped right into the to the hot side of the stove.
Yes.
When you took over here. So good luck.
Thank you so much.
All right, Todd Carville, we appreciate it. Got a break. It's 7:57.
It's time to stop letting road conditions dictate your journeys. Nokian tires, all-weather tires, are versatile enough for summer heat, spring rain, and winter snow. Just like you, Nokian tires' all-weather products are built for adventure in all conditions. Forget the forecast with a year-round tire approved for winter use. When you purchase 4 Nokian tires, you'll get installation, mounting, and balancing absolutely free in the month of February at Tolman's Tire and Auto Repair. Visit our stores in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Online at tolmanstire.com.
You want to recycle, but you're not sure what's recyclable, what goes in your weekly recycling bin, or what goes in the trash. Wheelock Disposal Service, your recycling experts, wants to give you some helpful tips in determining what waste goes where. Let's talk metal, such as cans used for soup, vegetables, sauce, various pet food, and soda, along with metal lids, all can go in your weekly recycling bin. Plus, aluminum foil and empty aerosol cans, too. For more information, go to wheelockdisposal.com. Your recycling experts.
First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
It's All Seasons Outfitters store-wide clearance sale. Find huge savings on your favorite brands. North Face, Champion, and select work boots 50% off. Outdoor games and baseball 50% off. Save 30% on winter boots and hunting apparel. 25% on workwear and hikers. You won't want to miss it. The savings are on at All Seasons Outfitters. See more on their Facebook page and allseasonsoutfitter.com. Your store for every season is All Seasons Outfitters.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica Rome, W295DI Utica Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
At Target, our aisles tell stories of everyday Black joy. The same joy that can be found in our new Black History Month collection. Like feeling empowered with the teas and mugs from legendary Roots. Or seeing the beauty of Black culture through the art of Winnie Weston. Bring more Black joy to your day with an affordable collection that embraces it. Available now at Target.com/Black Beyond Measure.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's BABBEL.com.
The Supreme Court takes up a case that could affect who you vote for. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, considering a case that could affect more than just Colorado, as former President Trump appeals being disqualified from the 2024 primary ballot there.
Justices agreed to fast-track this case after Colorado's Supreme Court ruled former President Trump committed insurrection on January 6, 2021, and is therefore constitutionally ineligible for the presidency. Maine Secretary of State reached a similar conclusion. Attorneys for the former president are urging the court to put these questions to rest, arguing the 14th Amendment does not apply here, and efforts to boot him off the ballot disenfranchises tens of millions of voters.
Fox's Jared Halpern. The U.S. has avenged the attack on a base in Jordan that killed 3 American soldiers with another retaliatory strike. This one in Iraq killed the commander who led the militia behind the attack. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has left the Middle East after another attempt at a ceasefire in Gaza stalled. The Senate may vote today trying to advance billions of dollars in military aid to Israel and Ukraine and Taiwan without border security provisions attached after that bigger bill failed to advance, frustrating Independent Senator Kirsten Sinema.
For 4 months, we've been unable to move forward, unable to defend democracy overseas because of the urgent need to secure our border. And then suddenly, in the last 48 hours, the border no longer matters.
Republican Senator Ron Johnson tells Fox it would not have stopped record illegal immigration.
They weren't negotiating to secure the border. They were negotiating for political cover, and the bill reflects that.
6 people are unaccounted for in East Lansdowne, Pennsylvania, outside Philadelphia. Feared dead in a house gutted by flames in a fire believed to be set after a shootout with police right near a daycare.
My teacher told us to run to the building and get on lockdown. I was scared and I was praying to God.
2 police officers were injured in the shooting. America's listening to Fox News.
Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. Every year, more than 4 million pets enter shelters here in the United States. My friends at American Humane have been helping animals since 1877. The goal is to ensure that pets have a safe shelter, especially during natural disasters. Adopting a shelter pet allows shelters to help more animals awaiting care. Please consider adopting today and take some time to learn more about American Humane's other work at americanhumane.org.
Looking for top-notch personal protection? The Smith & Wesson Equalizer is here to level the playing field. Easy to rack slide, easy to control ergonomic grip. It's designed for you. With a 10, 13, and 15-round magazine included, size up for better control or size down for easier concealment. Don't miss out on the opportunity to upgrade your safety. Visit your local dealer now. To learn more about the Equalizer, visit smith-wesson.com. Smith & Wesson, empowering Americans. All capacity sizes may not be available in your jurisdiction. Be sure to check your local laws and regulations.
Well, the Supreme Court considers whether former President Trump should be allowed on the primary ballot in Colorado in a big election year case. It is caucus day for Republicans in Nevada, and a Trump victory is assured. Only he and long-shot challenger Ryan Binkley can be considered by voters.
After the state held a primary earlier this week with the former president's name not on the ballot. After the state moved in 2021 to change from a caucus to a primary, a judge ruled the Nevada GOP can run its own caucus. The GOP then ruled that candidates who put their name on the state primary ballot could not run in the caucuses, and that the primary would not award any delegates. Ambassador Nikki Haley opted for the state primary, where she lost to a none of these candidates option on the ballot. Trump is expected to win all of Nevada's 26 delegates. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
Nikki Haley says that Nevada process was rigged for Trump, and she didn't even spend $1 there. Instead, she's focused on the next Republican contest, February 24th in South Carolina.
They know that I was a good governor. Now we're showing them that I can be a good president. So we're going to work hard. We think we're going to have a good day, and we're going to keep on going to Michigan. We're going on to Super Tuesday. We're not stopping.
Now, President Biden has one less challenger, Marianne Williamson's dropped out of the Democratic race after his easy primary wins in South Carolina and Nevada.
This one campaign is over now, but that larger arc of American history, it goes on. And it is my deepest hope that we in some way contributed to that larger story.
We have breaking news just now from the Marines. The 5 Marines who were on board a helicopter that went down in stormy weather in mountains outside San Diego on a flight from Las Vegas to California have been confirmed dead. The helicopter had gone down early yesterday morning. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 News Time. 8:05. I'm Andrew Dominio. 30 degrees under mostly clear skies. We're going all the way to 50 today. Your full forecast is coming up. This update brought to you by John's Mobile Home Parts and Accessories in Oriskany Falls. For all your mobile home needs, it's worth the trip. Visit johnsmobilehomeparts.com for more information. Utica police have made another weapons arrest in the city. Back on February 6th at approximately 7:30 p.m., officers with the Crime Prevention Unit conducted a vehicle stop on Oriskany Street. Upon approaching the vehicle, they noticed it to be occupied by 4 individuals, one of which was a juvenile who had been arrested with a loaded handgun the previous day. While conducting an interview with the driver, they learned his privileges in New York to drive were suspended. He was taken into custody, and due to the suspended status, the vehicle needed to be towed. Officers conducted an impound inventory, and while doing that search, they discovered a loaded .357 handgun in the trunk. At that point, all parties were detained and transported to UPD headquarters. Through their investigation, it was determined the handgun belonged to the driver, 40-year-old Ricky Brown of Utica, and the 3 other occupants were released without charges. Brown was charged with several charges, including criminal possession of a weapon in the 2nd degree, criminal possession of a weapon in the 3rd degree, and criminal possession of a firearm. An arrest has been made in connection with a burglary at a business in Madison County. Authorities say 57-year-old Dave DeGrasse was the man who broke into Flo's Diner in Lenox last month and stole the contents of the restaurant's ATM. DeGrasse was taken into custody earlier this week and had been wanted for his alleged role in similar crimes in other states. He's currently facing multiple charges. Pulaski is on the list of 20 locations across New York State that have been designated as a pro-housing community. That means the village and other municipalities will receive priority when competing with other places for a share of $650 million in discretionary funding from state programs. Governor Hochul created an incentive program last year to try to boost the state's housing supply. The goal is to build 800,000 new homes over the next decade. Valentine's Day is quickly approaching, and the State Division of Consumer Protection is warning New Yorkers about romance scams. The agency says romance scams occur when a criminal lies about their identity and feigns romantic interest to steal from victims. If someone asks for money, assume it's a scam and never give out personal information to someone you've met online. It's recommended folks only use trusted dating sites and do a reverse image search to see if someone's profile photo is linked to another name. Finally, a man is in custody after apparently, and I should have led with a Florida man, he's in custody after deciding to barrel at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. Thank God he wasn't there when I was. Broward County deputies arrested Martin Avetmov on Monday for allegedly walking around the airport naked. The 36-year-old is facing charges including exposing sexual organs, disorderly intoxication, and resisting arrest. A judge yesterday ordered him to stay away from the airport and alcohol and drugs. It is 8:08. Here's your forecast. According to Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint, it's brought to you by the Stanley Center of the Arts, presenting Standards and Stories with Tony Danza, April 6th, 2024 at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are on sale now through Ticketmaster.
Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, partly cloudy to increasing clouds, dry, much milder by afternoon, near 50. Tonight, mostly cloudy, few isolated rain showers, near 35. And tomorrow, partly mostly cloudy, breezy, even milder. Isolated light rain shower or spotty sprinkles in the morning. Much of the day should be dry, near 55. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
29 degrees, mostly sunny skies. It's 8:09. Sports brought to you by IBEW Unica, 43 local contractors. The Kansas City Chiefs continuing preparations for the big game, Super Bowl 58. The team battles the San Francisco 49ers at Allegiant Stadium in Vegas. Chiefs head coach Andy Reid said guard Nick Allegretti practiced in place of Joe Thuney on Wednesday. The veteran is unlikely to play as he works through a pectoral injury. However, Jerick McKinnon was limited as he works back from sports hernia surgery. Reid also said McKinnon was a long shot to play in that big game. Meanwhile, tackle Trent Williams for the 49ers was listed as the only non-participant on the injury report. He was given a rest day. Defensive tackle Eric Armstead, linebacker Oren Burks, tight end George Kittle, and cornerback Ambry Thomas were each limited. Defensive tackle Kalia Davis was listed as a full participant. The NBA trade deadline concludes this afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern. A number of deals have already happened before the deadline, like the Pistons managing to land Simone Fontecchio from the Utah Jazz for Kevin Knox. The Celtics acquired Xavier Tillman from the Grizzlies for Lamar Stevens. And the Sixers could be looking for another big to replace the recently injured Joel Embiid. Former Alabama head coach Nick Saban has found his next gig. On Wednesday, it was announced Saban will serve as an analyst for College Game Day. In addition, he will provide his analysis across ESPN's platforms to a variety of events, such as the NFL Draft and SEC Media Days. The legendary head coach retired last month after winning 7 national titles in 28 years, including 6 in his 17 seasons with Alabama. His 201 victories are tied with Georgia's Vince Dooley for second most at a single school in SEC history. And finally, the Syracuse Orange basketball team, they won a squeaker. That's what I'll call it. They were able to avoid a third straight loss after picking up a much-needed win at home. Chris Bell had a career-high 30 points as the Orange beat the Louisville Cardinals 94-92 at the JMA Wireless Dome. Jude Mintz also chipped in with 21 for Syracuse, who boosted its overall record to 15 wins and 8 losses. The next game for SU is against Clemson on Saturday.
All right, I want to play, you can win the tickets before you can buy them. We're talking about Beach Boys coming to the Stanley Theater on May 31st. And tickets go on sale tomorrow at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster and at the box office. Davey, have you heard the medley yet?
Yes, I have.
What do you think? I mean, you're a big Beach Boys guy.
It's good.
It's tough, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a toughie.
I think I know about 2 of them.
All right, let's listen in. This is the medley. I'm going to play it. I'll stop and play it again. Listen carefully. There are 6 Beach Boys songs here, and good luck. Tomorrow we'll give you a chance to win. Here we go.
I'm writing them down. Hold on.
Okay, just for the record, that's just stupid. I mean, that's hard.
Yeah, I mean, what were you thinking?
What is going on here? I'll play it again. How many do you think you have?
I got 1 so far.
All right. I'd suggest the way you do it is focus on song number 1.
Yeah.
The first time you hear it. Then maybe you get 1 more in there. Then focus and write it down. I don't know. Your mind may be better than mine. I'd have to write things down. Focus on song number 1. Then listen to song number 2, the clip. And then and focus on them individually. I'll play it enough times before tomorrow at 7:40, where we give you a chance to win the Beach Boys tickets. What are you up to now?
I got 2 so far.
Here we go. Ready? Go.
Three.
Stupid. It's just stupid. I love it. Also coming up this hour, we may debut the Real Men Get Tested TV commercial.
I got 3. I'm going to see if I've got 3.
TV, I don't even know what they are at this point. So
you got to figure it out.
I'll have to go back and figure them out.
Jeez.
Listen, we may debut this hour, too, the commercial that's going to be airing in the Super Bowl on Sunday on CBS Utica in the Super Bowl. So it's a message from Tim Reed and me from Real Men Get Tested for Cancer. Very, very important. Hold tight. 8:14. We're coming right back, and we're talking about an event that's going on down the hallway where they're doing something good today. Unlike us, they're doing something good. 8:14 at WIBX.
For a limited time at Mattress Express, qualified buyers will get 60 months to pay on any purchase $1,500 or higher with no money down. That includes all brands of mattresses in the store and massage chairs. See store for details.
Over $6 billion in tax refunds were flagged by the IRS for possible identity theft in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Their U.S.-based restoration specialists are dedicated to helping solve identity theft issues, and all plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which means if you lose money because of identity theft, LifeLock will reimburse you to the limits of your plan. Go to LifeLock.com and save up to 25% your first year with promo code CLAY.
Are you sick of being just a number or doing a mindless job? Become a craftsman in a trade. Become an IBEW electrician. The IBEW and the Electrician Training Alliance will give you all the tools necessary at their state-of-the-art training facility. Earn as you learn. Paid training while you get your certification. What are you waiting for? Become an IBEW Local 43 electrician. Call or go online today to learn more. Find your career at IBEW and let the Electrician Training Alliance light up your future.
It's time to stop letting road conditions dictate your journeys. Nokian tires, all-weather tires, are versatile enough for summer heat, spring rain, and winter snow. Just like you, Nokian tires' all-weather products are built for adventure in all conditions. Forget the forecast with a year-round tire approved for winter use. When you purchase 4 Nokian tires, you'll get installation, mounting, and balancing absolutely free in the month of February at Tolman's Tire and Auto Repair. Visit our stores in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Online at tolmanstire.com.
It seems like everywhere you look right now, someone is sick. This year, prepare your family for airborne invaders like bacteria, pollen, and yes, germs with Navage Nasal Care. Navage flushes ultra-pure, refreshing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. Navage sucks out viruses, dust, and other airborne particles, all the stuff that gets trapped in your nose making you miserable. Don't get caught empty-handed this winter. Get Navage, the drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Even better, Navage is HSA, FSA eligible, so Navage is a great way to spend those funds before they expire. Don't wait a minute longer. Buy Navage today and you'll breathe easier knowing you're putting your funds to good use. Navage is available online at Navage.com or Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's BABBEL.com.
I want to talk about River Hills Properties. Why? Because I have 2 River Hills agents sitting across from me.
That's
right now in studio.
You do.
River Hills, number 1 for independent agencies throughout central New York, upstate New York. Number 2 if you include the big chains. That's a big deal for a company that nobody knew the name 14, 13 years ago. But it's all about services provided, extra services, the things that they do that other agencies don't do, how hard they work for that ultimate commission, which is a part of every sale, right? It's River Hills Properties. For us, my wife and I, looking to sell our home, it's been like 7 years. I can't believe it. And we went with River Hills because of everything they would do for us. And that included, they're the only ones that we could find that wouldn't use the lockbox. In fact, we were even told, well, if your house was selling for $500,000, we would do it for you, but it's not. That doesn't make you feel good, right? But at River Hills, it could be like a mobile home out in the middle of nowhere and selling for $35,000, and your listing agent's going to be there every time somebody climbs up that cement block stairway into the... Listen, I'm just saying these things exist, and your listing agent will be there every single time the house is shown because they care about everybody the same way, not just based on listing price. Barnaville, Little Falls, Utica, those are the offices. Online, riverhillspropertiesllc.com. Call 315-896-1009. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, good morning. And down the hallway, they're doing in fact, Polly just walked into the studio from Big Frog.
She was in tears.
Good morning. And you had just gotten done crying because of these stories.
Some are inspiring,
Yeah.
and then there's others that kind of hit your heart because,
Yeah.
I mean, St. Jude has gone from a 4% survival rate in 1962 when Danny Thomas first opened St. Jude to 80%. But there's still that 20% that these parents are, and they're still supporting St. Jude even though they've lost their children. And the question is, why do you do that? Because they gave us time. They gave us more time with our child that we wouldn't normally have.
Right.
And everybody always asks, why should I support a hospital in Memphis, Tennessee? That's just where they are. It's called St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and they share all the research with all the hospitals and doctors around the world because they want children to stay in their own home, sleep in their own bed, be surrounded by their family and friends, and go to their local hospital. Upstate in Syracuse, the Golisano Center, they're all using treatments that were created at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Yeah.
It's huge. I talked with a listener just the other day, and she said, if it weren't for St. Jude, my son might not be here. And we went to Upstate, but we sent everything to 4 hospitals, and St. Jude was one of them, and that was the hospital that came up with the treatment plan to cure and save my son.
Wow.
It's just incredible. And one of the things, too, is that why not, support, because you're doing the research. But for those who are at that campus, the parents, they never have to worry about where to stay, what to eat, anything like that. They're just there to focus on being with their child.
So we have several people. There's Ahmed in Frankfurt and Anna in Remsen. Both went to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and I was talking with Anna's mom yesterday. It's been years. God, she's going to turn 20 this summer. She said, I still haven't received a bill. Not one red cent, not for food or housing, or they fly them there. There was a father in Ithaca whose son was really sick. They would fly medicine to him, and they never received a bill because St. Jude just wants the parent to focus on getting their child better.
It does seem so unfair when a kid becomes sick like this.
I don't even want to think about it because it's I just don't. I don't know what I would do. Like one woman just texted me. She goes, I don't know how you do this every day. Just thinking about it makes me want to throw up. How do parents do that? Well, because we got St. Jude now that less parents have to lose.
And you've
their
been
children.
to the campus. You've been to the hospital.
So the first time I went, I'm standing in the parking lot going, I can't go in there. That's a hospital. First off, I don't like the smell. Second off, it's a hospital filled with dying kids.
Yeah.
It's so far from that. It is the happiest, brightest place. I saw a kid crying one time, screaming, and I felt horrible. He was crying because they had to go home. They had to leave the hospital.
Wow.
I swear to God, and they think of everything. They have art therapy, music therapy. They have proms. They have school. They have their own pharmacy. They have their own dentist. And once you're a St. Jude patient, you're a St. Jude patient for life because they want you to come back to see what are the side effects from the treatments that we gave you 10 years ago so that we can improve on those treatments so you don't have those side effects.
And it's not all 3-year-olds.
No.
It's teenagers as well. I mean,
Exactly.
it's kids.
Exactly.
There's a certain age where you're treated with in a pediatric fashion as opposed to being an adult. So, and boy, just it's the help they give to the kids. It's the help they give to the families. It's really unbelievable, and it's just so unfair.
It is really unfair
to begin with.
But because of people in central New York, which I've always said have the biggest hearts, in the past 6 years, this is our 7th year, we're almost to $500,000 that was raised from central New York.
That's awesome. Kudos.
Crazy.
That's
so
really
a round
good.
of applause to everyone.
How do if somebody wanted to give right now? How do they give?
So it's a Partner in Hope. It's just $19 a month. If you think about it, that's like one less lunch nowadays. A month. And you put it on your credit card, and we have. This shirt saves lives, which I was talking to my husband. He wore one on the cruise, and somebody went, "What do you mean that shirt saves lives?" Well, that starts the whole conversation, right?
Yeah, right. Because you can become a Partner at Hope at any time, but we want you to do it now, today.
And in addition, because St. Jude loves Central New York and Big Frog listeners, we also have a hoodie. it says "We Won't Stop" hoodie. So you get both the T-shirt and the hoodie. And then the first 100 partners in Hope get their choice of 5 Hoffman car washes, and whose car couldn't use a wash this time of year,
Yeah.
or 2 vouchers to see any Utica Comets hockey game for the rest of the
Nice.
season.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, I think I'll sign up.
And one lucky partner in Hope at the end will win 2 tickets to go see Brooks and Dunn at SPAC. So we have that.
Cool.
And a lot of people say, we don't become a partner in Hope because of the
Right,
gifts.
of course.
We just do it. But there's 2 ways to do it. You can call 1-800-995-5257, 1-800-995-5257. Or you can go online. We have links all over our website and in our app, but it's stjude.org/radio/WFRG.
All right. Very
Pretty
cool.
easy.
Pretty easy indeed. So
Or go to bigfrog104.com.
you can do that as well. There's
Yeah.
all sorts of links there to help us out. And I just want to say thank you for having me on.
Mhm.
And thank you to Central New York for proving that we may be a small town, but man, we have a big heart.
It is amazing around here. It really, really is. So, all right, nice job. I
Thank
was
you.
going to debut the commercial, but after that, I can't. I got to wait.
Gotta
But
wait
I
a
will,
little bit.
I will later on in the hour. But this, mine deals with men and cancer, our cause. And, most of those men would surely give up everything they're doing to prevent a child from having to go through all of this, because again, it just doesn't seem fair. So we will. I'll do it on. You'll be able to see it on YouTube. I'll play it on YouTube, and you'll hear the audio of it coming up. So if you want, before the end this morning, we'll play that commercial and give you a sneak preview of what it's going to look like when it airs in the Super Bowl on Sunday. Ultimately, the message, the only message, is we just want to make sure. And it's funny because yesterday, a month ago, I had gotten my colonoscopy notice in the mail, and I just put it aside and I didn't do anything with it. You'd think I'd know better considering what I've dealt with. So yesterday, finally, I'm like, you know what? I better do this, and I've scheduled mine. But when you schedule a colonoscopy, you may get in there a month, 2 months later. That's the consultation. And then maybe 2 or 3 months after that, you'll have the colonoscopy. So you're talking about a 5 to 6 month process. Davey also getting his, right? Coming soon.
I go next Friday to meet the doctor for the first time to talk about it.
Consultation.
Yep, next Friday.
All right. All right, anyway, that's going on. Coming up, we have some other stuff to get to. I'm going to bump the 825.
That's fine.
We'll talk about Herkimer College, named the #1 community college in all of New York State. That's pretty cool. John Decker coming up from Gray TV. John, chief White House correspondent, has pretty amazing access to everything going on right now in Washington. We'll talk about that, and we'll debut this Real Men Get Tested commercial that'll be airing in the Super Bowl coming up in a second. It's 8:27 at WIBX.
For a limited time at Mattress Express, qualified buyers will get 60 months to pay on any purchase $1,500 or higher with no money down. That includes all brands of mattresses in the store and massage chairs. See store for details.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team. Whitesboro is a leading school system in Central New York with 7 schools, 3,100 students, and holding a 92% graduation rate. You can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Perfect for retirees with extra time. Help drive our future leaders with Whitesboro Central School Transportation. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
Why get an updated COVID vaccine? If you're 65 or older, a COVID vaccine can keep you out of the hospital. And if you have heart disease, a COVID vaccine can help you stay healthy. With COPD or other lung diseases, getting a COVID vaccine can keep you off a ventilator. Anyone can get severely ill from COVID. But some people are more at risk. Know your risk and make sure you're up to date on your COVID vaccine. A message from the New York State Health Department.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800 800-670-8526 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-670-8526. That's 800-670-8526. What do you have to lose? Call 800-670-8526. Again, 800-670-8526.
At Mattress Express, get a Queen Flex Head bed with adjustable base and a set of sheets for $14.99. Qualified buyers get no money down and up to 60 months to pay. A Flex Head bed is where each head goes up and down independently, but it's still one solid mattress. See store for details.
It's time to stop letting road conditions dictate your journeys. Nokian tires, all-weather tires, are versatile enough for summer heat, spring rain, and winter snow. Just like you, Nokian tires' all-weather products are built for adventure in all conditions. Forget the forecast with a year-round tire approved for winter use. When you purchase 4 Nokian tires, you'll get installation, mounting, and balancing absolutely free in the month of February at Tolman's Tire and Auto Repair. Visit our stores in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer. Online at tolmanstire.com.
All right, coming up, Andrew, I think I'm going to play that. We'll debut that commercial. But on YouTube, you'll hear the audio over the radio and over the app. But if you're watching on YouTube, it's easy to go. Just search Keeler live stream on YouTube, and you can watch coming up in just a second. We're going to play it. You'll see it before it airs in the Super Bowl. I'm excited about it. Fred F. Collis and Sons, heating, cooling, and insulation. They've been around for nearly 90 years, and right now they offer a free energy audit. They'll come into your home and help you figure out all different areas where you might be losing money, losing energy, losing heat right now. Yet on a day like today, we're going to be close to 50. What do you do today? Open the windows and let the virus out. That's how I kind of look at it. Let out the bad air. And the reality is for Collis, it's when it gets really cold or really hot that the stress is on your system. Is your heating and cooling system good to go? Are there areas where you're losing money? Could it be an old refrigerator or freezer that's just taken you to the cleaners when it comes to energy efficiency? It's all possible, and they'll get to the bottom of it. It's a free energy efficiency test and an energy audit, and it's absolutely free, and there's no obligation. So call them today at 315-860-1301. FredFCollis.com is the website. And you know when you're with Collis, they've got you covered 24/7. Fred F. Collis and Sons. Ask about the home energy audit. Call 315-860-1301.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Terrible the story this morning that you heard on Fox News. Actually just broke top of the hour. 5 Marines. There was that helicopter that went down. And here is the story that we have. 5 U.S. Marines are now confirmed to be dead after their helicopter crashed in Southern California. Heavy snow, high winds are hampering the crash site, and the crash happened during a training flight, according to U.S. officials. The fallen service members won't be publicly identified for about 24 hours while they notify the next of kin. So there you go. Terrible
Very
story.
sad.
Let's talk just a little bit, if we could, and certainly what's being done for St. Jude's down the hallway is awesome. If you can give to that, it's a great cause. In fact, Andrew, you'll be a part of that broadcast later on today, right?
Correct, and tomorrow, and I just became a partner in Hope. It was very easy.
It's very easy. Davey, you want to add to that?
Mm-mm.
Not at all.
He's blown off the old dust of the headphones again.
Oh, Andy Cash. Is that what he goes
well,
by?
that's what
down
I
there?
used to be, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's retired.
All right. All right. So let me tell you about Real Men Get Tested for Cancer. So this organization was me and Tim Reed when we both went through our bout with cancer. And the idea was, let's just accept the fact that guys tend to procrastinate. I don't know what it is. You don't want to hear the news. you fear what the news might be.
Or
you think
you're
that
invincible.
If you wait it out, maybe you're invincible. Maybe if you wait it out, it'll go away. Maybe whatever you're having is just a small complication. It has nothing to do with cancer. The idea is if you catch it early, it increases your chances of survival tremendously. So why wouldn't you get tested? Colonoscopies for me, mine was colon cancer, prostate cancer for Tim, and others that we know went through prostate.
Yes.
Father Sean went through a tough bout and successfully came to the other side with his bout. Davey is a cancer survivor right here in the booth. Your cancer, where you were how old when you had cancer?
It was on 9/11.
You found out on 9/11.
Yeah.
Wow. Terrible. So we try to come up with different ideas. Tim's concept, and I'm all in on this, is we see enough commercials on TV that are, the one with the woman, it's awful, where she smoked, and then you see half of her face is gone, and it just, I struggle watching these commercials. Our concept has been try to do something a little lighthearted, have a little fun with it, to remind guys, don't be stupid, don't procrastinate, get out there and get tested for cancer. So this year, this Super Bowl, we have a commercial that's going to air on Sunday in CBS Utica on that broadcast, and it'll air somewhere in the game. I don't know. I'm trying to find tomorrow where it's going to be in the game. Anyway, so the spot is a TV/radio commercial, and the idea is let's get a celebrity. Are you watching in there, Davey?
Yeah, I got on YouTube.
Okay, let's get
got it pulled up.
It's coming up on YouTube in a second. Let's get a celebrity to help us get the message across. All right? So then I kind of got thinking, I'm just going to give you a little background on it. With AI, we can get any celebrity.
You can get any celebrity you want.
Dead or alive.
Dead or alive.
So that's kind of the concept here, and it's not the greatest of quality on YouTube, but it'll work. I think I've got audio ready. If you're not able to watch on YouTube, you can listen to it. It should be self-explanatory. If you're watching on YouTube right now, you know who our celebrity is.
That's right.
It's exciting. All right, I'm going to play it right now. Here we go.
And early detection can save lives.
Okay,
Real.
obviously, you wanted start in the right place.
Tim, you wanted somebody big for the big game.
Wow, the governor.
Hello, Tim. This is Governor Kathy Hochul.
Boom!
Wait, this is AI. I see the lips.
She's
real.
I'm as real as the
No, I mean, it's still on the wide shot.
Right.
At least on my view here.
You know, as if everything else is. Can I do anything right today? It would be nice.
Well, a lot of this is
Boom.
not your fault.
Okay, I think that'll work. All right, here we go. Let's try it. See if this works. Here we go.
Tim, you wanted somebody big for the big game.
Wow, the governor.
Hello, Tim. This is Governor Kathy Hochul.
Boom!
Wait, this is AI. I see the lips.
She's real.
I'm as real as the electric school buses I'm requiring for our local school districts.
See?
I'm as real as when you won the Boilermaker back in '85.
That never happened.
I told her you beat the Kenyans.
We know that isn't true.
Tim, you got me. I'm not real, but cancer is. And early detection can save lives. Real men get tested for cancer.
Oh, there it is.
Well done.
I thought Kathy Hochul did an amazing job. Right?
I mean, that could be two governors in a row to win an Emmy. We could have.
It is possible. Yeah, that is
might
possible.
be a real thing there.
So the whole thing is it's done kind of like a kind of a South Park style animation. So it's Bush League, which so fits me and not Tim, but it is what it is. Anyway, I'm pretty excited about it, and it'll air in the Super Bowl. And ultimately, the only thing that matters is that maybe we reach one guy out there who's been saying, I'm not going to do it. There's no reason to do it. But maybe there's one out there that does and discovers early. Or the best case scenario, you get a colonoscopy, and you have polyps removed, and they don't develop into cancerous polyps. Because when left unattended, that's usually what ends up happening.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say usually, but it's what happened to me. So there it is. It'll air at some point in the Super Bowl and a number of other times on CBS Utica, if you check it out. We'll break and come back 8:38 at 8:39 at WIBX.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
The Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold. Friday, May 31st at the Stanley Theater. The music, the memories, the Beach Boys, riding an endless summer wave into 2024. Tickets on sale Friday 10 a.m. at livenation.com or thestanley.org. Don't miss the Beach Boys, Endless Summer Gold, live.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team. Whitesboro is a leading school system in central New York. With 7 schools, 3,100 students, and holding a 92% graduation rate, you can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Perfect for retirees with extra time. Help drive our future leaders with Whitesboro Central School Transportation. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
It's All Seasons Outfitters store-wide clearance sale. Find huge savings on your favorite brands. North Face, Champion, and select work boots 50% off. Outdoor games and baseball 50% off. Save 30% on winter boots and hunting apparel. 25% on workwear and hikers. You won't want to miss it. The savings are on at All Seasons Outfitters. See more on their Facebook page and allseasonsoutfitter.com. Your store for every season is All Seasons Outfitters.
Save the date for a historic celebration. America's greatest heart run and walk is turning 50, and you're invited to be part of this milestone. Join us on March 2nd at Utica University, where Heartbreak Hill awaits. Let's reclaim Heart Weekend and make a difference. The WIBX Heart Radiothon, sponsored by Slocum Dixon, kicks off on March 1st with the infamous Treadmill Challenge. Let's make history together and launch the next 50 years of life-saving work. Visit uticaheartrunwalk.org for details.
Tell you about Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. I was there just the other day and had a great procedure that I do for lower back issues, and it's osteopathic. It is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic, so they take a complete approach to whatever it is that ails you. And that's what I took advantage of at the Falcon Clinic with Dr. Zielinski. Dr. Shemileski, Dr. Zielinski, Dr. Kosminski, all under one roof with several physicians, counselors, family practice, all there under one roof, and they're accepting new patients. They treat addiction, opioids, alcoholism. There's acupuncture. And, of course, back to if you just need a family doctor, you're covered at the Falcon Clinic. Dr. Shemileski spent years as an ER physician, and now he practices at the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. Easily located right there in Washington Mills. Call 315-507-4751. The Falcon Clinic, 315-507-4751.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
And the official coffee of this radio program is from Daylight Donuts. Seattle's best coffee. It is so good. And whether it's coffee, espresso, lattes, all different flavors of lattes, iced coffee, breakfast sandwiches, bagels, fresh every day. Those donuts are made fresh right at Daylight in New Hartford every single day. It's not like they make them somewhere else and bring them in a truck and drop them off. These are freshly made. And if you catch them when they just come off the line, they are piping hot, delicious, and they'll melt in your mouth. Daylight Donuts, quick drive-through, every single day in New Hartford.
Their breakfast sandwiches are really good, too.
All right, I have a bunch of comments. Do we want to do comments?
Oh, yeah, God
I have a
forbid
ton.
we miss any.
A ton. Joe, this morning, after all the millions of COVID money, the city is broke. We should have a forensic accounting of the money spent in Utica. Yeah, there's trouble. Galimi's saying they need to raise tax. They may need to raise taxes as high as 17.5% in Utica. Craziness. Rob, this morning. By the way, let's see. I raked my lawn this last 3 days. I was thinking about actually doing some of that today, getting out and raking. I've got the leaves were wet 3 or 4 days ago, so I didn't do it. But now they've dried. We've had sunshine. I think I'm gonna rake leaves today. That's crazy.
Have fun.
It's gonna be 50 degrees today.
This winter that hasn't been a winter has been crazy because of the dog and the mud. It's been a nightmare. I just wish it would snow, and I never thought I'd say that, but
bathroom swearing is where the term potty mouth came from. I never knew that. That's Wayne. He said, everyone says the F word. That's where they hear it. It's a commonly used word. I'm not somebody that uses it a lot.
I think that might have been a punchline. That may have warranted a rim shot.
Oh, that's it, yeah. My priest at St. Francis used to swear, and the sister said, listen, he's human just like you and I.
Well, I mean,
thank you, Wayne.
I don't know that Jesus ever swore, but he did turn the tables in the temple when they were selling stuff. There was the story of that.
Yeah.
When he
wasn't there the famous quote in the Bible where he said, I swear to my father. No?
No, he never said that.
I thought he was still in his truck. I told Davey to go get him, not knowing he was in the green room.
Take.
Oh, that's from you. Sorry. You're talking about the guy that was in earlier. Yeah. Comments. You'd think at this point in his life he'd call it a day and spend what time he has left with family, enjoying all that he has worked for. We're talking about Mike Love. Yeah, you would think that, right? Davey, you met him. What did he say to you? What did he say? He's like, I'm an angry man.
He didn't really say anything. There was like 7 of us. I just got in line and got a picture taken, and they zoomed me out of there.
Didn't you talk to him on the air the last time?
Yeah, we had him on the air.
We're going to get him again.
Reached out to us.
We'll get him again. These guys
talk radio. He said
he likes talk. He does, but he doesn't like talking negative things about, things that are going on in the. Did you see what's his name from the Beach Boys? His wife just died.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. What's his name? Brian
Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah, I saw that.
Very sad. He posted on X, formerly Twitter. How long do we have to say that, by the way? Is it like saying Happy New Year?
I think everybody knows X now.
Do you think they do?
If they're on Twitter, if Brian they know Wilson Twitter, they know X.
On X left a very heartfelt message on the passing of his wife and said that she allowed him not only to perform, but she allowed him to be mentally healthy and allowed him to live. And now she has passed. Mike, I've always wondered if by instituting Raise the Age, does that in fact mean that parents now have an additional responsibility than they did before? If not, then where does the responsibility lie? By the way, Michael says, great commercial. I hope it inspires men to get out and get tested. Thank you,
Good
Michael.
point.
I thought, Tim Reed, you're going to see the spot. I'll post it today online where you can see a better quality version of it. You're going to see the one thing you're going to walk away with. You're going to be like, wow, Tim Reed can act.
He is impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, him or Mark Butler. They're kind of like.
Yeah. And then you might also say to yourself, wow, Governor Kathy Hochul can really sit still. Like, that woman doesn't even flinch.
Calmness.
Amazing.
We have some app comment, too.
All right, what else do you have?
This is dating back to yesterday when Gina said, yesterday you showed the Smart Noodles. I have been purchasing them in Hannaford and Washington Mills. They are not on the shelf, but on a hanging rack at the front of the pasta aisle. There is rice and pasta cuts, spaghetti, angel hair, and fettuccine.
So I will tell you that if you're on a keto diet, you have to look at and you know this, I'm sure you know this, what do you have to look at? You have to look at carbohydrates.
The carbs.
And if you're showing, 20 carbohydrates or 30 carbohydrates, you don't touch that if you're on a keto diet. That's the problem. The ones that I have are not smart noodles. They're skinny noodles.
Skinny.
And they're meant for keto, and it's under 1 gram of carbohydrates.
Wow.
Under 1 gram. So you're really not getting any carbs when you eat it. And your body doesn't digest it. But I'm going to look in Hannaford. Everybody's saying you can get them in Hannaford. If you can, I'm going. What else?
We got EZ in Ilion. He was talking about the bill for Congress or the Senate's proposing for the immigration bill. It's still not a good bill. Doesn't fix anything. Just a funding bill. And that's his take.
Well, it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. Right? This seems to be going nowhere at all. Larry, Palmieri robbed. John, I'll be right with you. Palmieri robbed a lot of money before he hit the road. I don't believe that's true, to be honest with you. But I will tell you that having to raise taxes by 17% is a real problem.
Maybe we'll get Galimi tomorrow to talk about that.
And one more. Let me play this Beach Boys medley quickly. It's a quickie, and then we go to John Decker. This tomorrow will give you a chance to win tickets before you can buy them. Beach Boys coming to the Stanley Theater on May 31st. Here, and Morehouse would be another good one. Thank you, Brian. Here is the medley. There are 6 songs here. Check it out. Playing it twice. All right, you heard it? Not easy,
I only
folks.
have 3 songs.
Not easy, but it's worth tickets tomorrow. I have 5 pairs to give away. I hope you are one of the winners. Now, let me, if I can here, I'm good to go?
All the way to the top.
All right. I want to play, just quickly, this piece from John Decker, just a little piece of this, and then we'll bring John in. And, of course, it's not playing. Let me go to John, who's on the line.
Go to the real thing.
John, I saw your TV report yesterday, Supreme Court to hear arguments over Trump on Colorado's 2024 ballot. And that's all right. And the beauty of this is John will be in the courtroom when the Supreme Court hears this case. John, good morning.
That's right, Bill. I'm at the Supreme Court right now. Oral arguments get underway at 10 a.m. Eastern time, so not that far away in terms of how long we need to wait. And oral arguments, I think, because it's such a monumental case, will extend maybe 90 minutes for each side, given the importance of this case and how it has implications on every state in the entire country, not just on Colorado.
So this is based on the 14th Amendment?
That's right. It's based on Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, the so-called insurrection clause, which stipulates that if an individual engaged in insurrection who took an oath to uphold the U.S. Constitution, that individual would then be barred from holding public office. That has been cited by the Colorado Supreme Court in removing Donald Trump's name from their election ballot.
Very interesting, and I just can't imagine. This is such a historic moment. I can't imagine being in the courtroom and seeing this firsthand.
Well, to me, it's a thrill. It's an honor. I was in the Supreme Court for Bush v. Gore back in December of 2000 as well. This has a lot of the same feel in the sense that this has implications on the current election, certainly, and it would have implications on any state that wished to follow the lead of Colorado in removing Donald Trump from their election ballot in 2024.
Now, the way the 14th Amendment reads, it's very interesting. Now, I believe a district court judge in Colorado has already said that Trump did incite the insurrection. But what will they argue today? Basically saying that doesn't apply to a president, to a sitting president?
Well, that's one of the arguments. That's the argument that one of the arguments being put forward by lawyers representing Donald Trump, that the Section 3 of the 14th Amendment does not cover the office of the presidency. And so there will certainly be questions posed by the justices to the lawyers representing both sides about when this section of the Constitution was written, what were they thinking? Remember, this was written in the aftermath of the Civil War, and they were concerned about individuals who engaged in insurrection against the United States of America serving in Congress, for instance. Does that have relevance to the current state of affairs? And January 6th, is that invoked by Section 3 of the 14th Amendment? So certainly that will be one of those elements. The other one, of course, is Donald Trump has never been charged, never been convicted with insurrection or inciting an insurrection. And I'm sure you're going to hear questions in regards to that, whether the action by the Colorado Supreme Court and the district court violated Donald Trump's due process rights.
And, interestingly, we're talking about political rhetoric, inciting, leading people, not saying, all right, everyone, we're going to the White House and we're going to take them out. I mean, it wasn't blatantly obvious. It was more indirect is what they're trying to prove. That's going to be very interesting to see how the court deciphers that, I would think.
I don't think the Supreme Court's going to go down that road, quite frankly, Bill. And the reason being is because the Supreme Court, they assume all the facts that have already been written into the record at the lower court. And so they're not going to ask questions about, whether or not this was a true insurrection, whether Donald Trump engaged or incited an insurrection. They're going to focus on the Constitution. That's what their sole focus is.
That's it. Now, the other case that came down yesterday, I believe, is the case that basically says a lower court has said that the president does not have full immunity, that a president can break the law while being a president of the United States, that he does not have the ability to say, I can do whatever I want. I can't break the law. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, you tell me, I'll ask you, do you think the Supreme Court will actually hear this case, hear that case?
No, I don't.
I don't either.
The Supreme Court doesn't want to be inundated with all of these items on its docket relating to Donald Trump and the 2024 election. They had to put this on their docket because different states were doing different things as it relates to Donald Trump being on the ballot, and they put it on their docket pretty quickly. But as it relates to the issue of presidential immunity, I think they're simply going to let stand the ruling, the decision, the opinion by the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals. And what that would mean, Bill, is that case, that election interference case, would likely get a start date, a trial date in the next few months. I believe that case will get started well before the Republican National Convention in mid-July.
Interesting. It would be unprecedented for a court to say a president can do whatever a president wants and they'll never violate the law. That case doesn't make sense to me. So.
Well, it doesn't. It didn't make sense to those that were hearing this case at the district court level, the appellate court level, and it was a pretty strongly worded opinion that came out from the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals. They've given Donald Trump until February the 12th to file an appeal with the U.S. Supreme Court. That is his right, but the U.S. Supreme Court is not under any obligation to actually take up that appeal.
If I could only be in your shoes today, soak it all in. I'm sure you will. We appreciate the time and your insight and your the fact that you're so close to this, John. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, thanks for having me on today, Bill. Always great to be on your show, and we'll talk to you real soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. John Decker, Chief White House Correspondent with Gray TV, and he will be there today in the courtroom. Pretty darn cool. You want me to leave?
Sure.
We're back here tomorrow. Enjoy your day.
You've put off getting a new bed. You really want a new bed. Let's be honest, you probably need a new bed. Kevin Fear from Mattress Express, and I have the answer for you for the new year. Any purchase in the store, $1,500 or more, qualify and sign up and get up to 60 months to pay with no money down. Don't give us a nickel. You heard me right, up to 60 months to pay, no money down. That includes our full lineup of massage chairs. And, yes, it includes Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Purple, Puffy, the Smart Bed by Instant Comfort, Posh and Lavish, and more. You can get pre-qualified at mattressexpressny.com. Look for the 15-second Express Credit app. Stop into any store. No appointment necessary. We'd be happy to qualify you in store. and you can call 1-800-NEW-BEDS. See store for details.
All right, I changed my mind. I'm going to come back.
Okay.
Before we get done. I'm going to play that Beach Boys medley coming up, so get ready to listen to it one more time. Right now, save on Mazda certified pre-owned vehicles at Steet Pawnee Mazda. I saw Rick last night over at Taylor and the Cook for our boss's retirement party, and he is loaded up with brand new 2024 Mazdas and a great interest rate, a great deal. Plus, they have all of the pre-owned vehicles to take advantage of. And they offer that Mazda certified pre-owned vehicle 160-point inspection, along with a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. And you know what? Whether you're buying new or pre-owned, it's always let's make your deal on a Mazda. And see why it's always easy to do business at Steet Pawnee Mazda Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Here's that Beach Boys medley. Listen very carefully. Tomorrow morning, 7:45, we'll give you a chance to walk away a winner of tickets. WIBX, Utica, Rome, it is 9 o'clock.
This is a Fox News alert. 5 missing Marines found dead. I'm Dave Anthony, confirming the military's worst fears that after losing contact with the helicopter they were on.
A statement from the 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing says all 5 Marines with Heavy Helicopter Squadron 361 lost their lives when their chopper crashed on Tuesday night during stormy weather in the mountains outside San Diego. The CH-53E Super Stallion helicopter vanished while returning to Marine Corps Air Station Miramar in San Diego after training at Creech Air Force Base northwest of Las Vegas.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. The U.S. military's retaliated again in the Middle East, killing the commander of an Iran-backed militia.
The Pentagon says it targeted a leader of a group named Kataib Hezbollah in the Iraqi capital, Baghdad. Kataib Hezbollah has been linked to the attack which killed 3 U.S. soldiers at a military base in Jordan last month.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Next hour, the Supreme Court considers a case that could be a big deal for the election. As former President Trump appeals the ruling in Colorado, removing him from the 2024 primary ballot, saying he incited the 2021 Capitol riot.
Citing the Constitution's insurrection clause, Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to be specific, which has never been used in history to disqualify a presidential candidate. The measure passed in 1868 to keep Confederates from holding office. Trump's legal team firing back. Quote, the American people, not courts or election officials, should choose the next president of the United States.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. Former President Trump was left off the ballot in Nevada on purpose.